Chapter 199. When Yan Ji heard Xiang's words, and then stared at her, she immediately reacted, her face turned slightly red, and quickly moved her body away. Fortunately. Yan Ji was just about to say that it was fortunate that Ning Cheng had displayed his might at the last moment, and cast out such a powerful ice technique, which was able to scare off the silver-patterned demon wolf. Moreover, she was sure that this ice magic art was of the profound level, otherwise, it would not have such great lethality. Fortunately, senior apprentice brother Yu was able to display his invincible might, and was able to scare off the silver-patterned demon wolf. Ji Tingting quickly spoke up, she thought that Yan Ji was talking about Xiang. After all, Xiang had also said before, that as long as these silver-patterned demon wolves were scared of them, then they would immediately retreat. Moreover, if the silver-patterned demon wolf did not retreat, the first to die would definitely be her. For her, Cheng Xiaoning's luck was quite good, as she happened to be by senior apprentice sister Ji's side. But Wu Zhimao, who was only at essence building 9th level, unexpectedly had an amazingly strong defensive ability. Relatively speaking, she, who was at profound congealing 1st level, was the most dangerous person here. Yan Ji's tone paused for a moment, she could not say at this time that she was not talking about Xiang, wouldn't that be slapping Xiang's face? Xiang already felt that his gaze a moment ago was somewhat impolite, after all he was dealing with the demon wolves, moreover he was also the one who had proposed the idea of having everyone back to back against each other, as such he quickly took the initiative to speak up, this is not my credit alone. The class 3 demon wolves in front of junior apprentice sister Ji are piling up in front of me. It is clear that junior apprentice sister Ji has put in a lot of effort this time. These silver-patterned demon wolves are actually very smart. As long as we hurt them, they will naturally retreat. Yan Ji knew how to cast ice spells. Xiang had already seen that almost all of the demon wolves in front of Yan Ji had died under the hands of ice spells. There were too many level 3 silver-patterned wolf demons, so he did not pay attention to the few level 4 silver-patterned wolf demons. Since Xiang had spoken in such a manner, then Yan Ji was even more unable to say anything. Fortunately it was Ning Cheng, as such she had no choice but to speak. This time senior apprentice brother Cheng also put in a lot of effort. If not for senior apprentice brother Cheng, I would not have been able to kill so many silver-patterned demon wolves. The class 4 demon wolves in front of her were indeed killed by her, but what she had said was not wrong. If Ning Cheng had not used his ice-type magic technique, then she would not have been able to kill so many class 4 silver-patterned demon wolves. What made Yan Ji even more embarrassed was that after she spoke those words, everyone only gave an ahem and ahem, but not a single one of them even said a word of thanks to Ning Cheng. Yan Ji immediately understood what was going on. The people in the team thought that she was deliberately speaking up for Ning Cheng, as such her words definitely meant that she wanted Ning Cheng to continue to stay in the team. In other people's view, Ning Cheng was only a cultivator at essence building 4th level, and staying in the team. Other than dragging everyone down, there was no other use. Yan Ji felt that she had to make it clear, before everyone was completely focused on dealing with the silver-patterned demon wolf, as such they were not able to see that Ning Cheng had put in a lot of effort. Thinking till here, she sternly said, a moment ago senior apprentice brother Cheng really did have an ice-type magical technique, moreover this magical technique's area of effect killing power is very strong. When the silver-patterned wolves retreated, it was admittedly because of senior apprentice brother Xiang, but senior apprentice brother Cheng also put in a lot of effort. I would like to invite senior apprentice brother Cheng. Xiang knew that Yan Ji wanted Ning Cheng to stay, but he did not know what Yan Ji saw in Ning Cheng. But he did not want Ning Cheng to continue to stay in the team, so he did not wait for Yan Ji to finish speaking, and immediately opened his mouth and said, I estimate that Cape Penghai would not be able to find us here, let's take away the silver-patterned demon wolf that we killed, and quickly go to the depths of the law's way. In fact, Yan Ji was a bit embarrassed when she spoke those words. She believed that Ning Cheng was aware of the reason why she deliberately slowed down. But now that she saw that the other party was powerful, she even asked him to stay. This was indeed somewhat snobbish. But Ning Cheng was indeed powerful, moreover she had seen it with her own eyes. If such an expert stayed in the team, then it would absolutely be beneficial. Xiang had interrupted her words. Yan Ji certainly knew, it was because he did not want Ning Cheng to continue to follow the team and drag them down. In fact, from the battle a moment ago, it was not that Ning Cheng was dragging everyone down, but rather Ning Cheng had saved everyone. Yan Ji was just about to continue speaking, when Ning Cheng showed a faint smile and cupped his fists towards Yan Ji. Many thanks to junior apprentice Sister Ji for your help. Penghai really should not be able to find us here. I will now take my leave, and hope to see you again. Saying that, Ning Cheng changed his direction and quickly left, and soon disappeared from their sight. Ji Tingting looked at the disappearing back of Ning Cheng, as she sighed and spoke. He is also quite pitiful, a rogue cultivator, moreover his relations with others are not that good. For a person to leave alone, I estimate that it would only bode ill for him. Yan Ji also did not continue to ask Ning Cheng to stay. Xiang had already spoken those words, moreover in the team, besides her inviting this senior apprentice brother Cheng to continue to stay, there was no one else who asked him to stay. It was obvious that they did not want him to continue to stay in the team. If he still wanted to stay in the team, then his face would simply be too thick. With this senior apprentice brother Cheng's cultivation, he was completely capable of acting alone. At the same time, Yan Ji also came to understand why Ning Cheng dared to tell Heng Jiaojiao to get lost on the ship. It was because he was not afraid of Heng Jiaojiao at all. Although he was an intermediate stage essence building cultivator, but his strength was absolutely not worse than Heng Jiaojiao's. It was just that Nalen Rushue came forward, and let the profound core cultivators find him. Everyone pack up your things, let's hurry up and go. Seeing Ning Cheng already far away, Xiang quickly spoke up again. Yan Ji was also not polite, she directly put away all the silver-patterned demon wolves in front of her, although everyone was in a team, but the spoils of war still belonged to each of them. When all the spoils of war were packed up, Yan Ji suddenly remembered that she had been leaning on Qing Xiaoning's body, except for the moment when she had leaned on him, when Qing Xiaoning's heartbeat had sped up a bit. The rest of the time, unexpectedly his heartbeat had not sped up even a bit. What kind of concept was this? This meant that in the face of so many silver-patterned demon wolves, Qing Xiaoning simply did not have the means to be afraid. Compared to the people in their team, Qing Xiaoning's calmness was something that even she could not compare to. If Qing Xiaoning did not often encounter this kind of dangerous environment, then it meant that his strength was incomparably powerful. These silver-patterned demon wolves were simply not worth him to worry about. Of course, if he often encountered this kind of dangerous environment, and was still safe and sound, then it also showed that the other party's strength was formidable. On the contrary, her body was leaning on his body, which made his reaction even bigger than when he saw the silver-patterned demon wolves. Thinking until here, Yan Ji felt that her face was somewhat burning. She felt that she was too casual, and should not have leaned on Qing Xiaoning's body, but at that time, she simply had no choice but to retreat. Wrong, why was she leaning on Qing Xiaoning's body? That was because she was retreating, while Qing Xiaoning was not moving at all, which gave her a place to lean on. No matter from which point of view, this Qing Xiaoning who had just left was not a simple character. After clearing up these things, Yan Ji gave a sigh. At this time, if she had to choose a team, then she would rather choose to team up with Ning Cheng. At this time Ning Cheng was gliding through the air. It was not until today that he was able to fully enjoy the might of the twin heavenly cloud wings. This was far from the feeling of moving his wings when he fought with Wei Peng. At this time the twin heavenly cloud wings not only did not require much true essence, but was also incomparably easy to use. Compared to using a flight-type magical weapon, it was much faster and more convenient. At least he did not need to wait for the flight-type magical weapon to be fully activated before he could accelerate. He could accelerate and quickly fly away at any time and anywhere. With just a few flaps of his wings, Ning Cheng was already far away. An incomparably ferocious shadow brushed past him, causing Ning Cheng to quickly descend from the air. Flying in this place was also very dangerous. Once he encountered a high-level flying-type monstrous beast, then he would definitely die. Landing on the ground, Ning Qing opened his hands, and a pair of wings that exuded a faint glow appeared in his hands. The twin radiant heavenly cloud leaves, it really is heaven-defying. Ning Qing sighed, as he once again put away the pair of twin radiant heavenly cloud leaves. In the Jia continent, this pair of twin radiant heavenly cloud leaves was his biggest harvest. Ning Qing looked at the place where he was standing. It was a wasteland that was not rich in spiritual qi. There were only a few tall hills scattered sparsely here and there, and between these hills were overgrown with weeds and weeds. It was incomparably desolate. Because the spiritual qi was not rich, there were no spiritual grasses worth digging here. In this kind of desolate place, there were absolutely very few people who would come here. As such, Ning Qing decided to cultivate in this place. He intended to cultivate until he was almost done with the resources around him before he went out. The law's way did not have a time limit, but it was very dangerous. Not to mention those monstrous beasts, even if it was the cultivators from the Yixing Ocean, as well as those old fellows who had previously entered the law's way, once he encountered them, it would not necessarily be a good thing. Perhaps there were not many spirit stones here. If those old fellows who had come here earlier did not have any spirit stones to cultivate with, who knows if they would try to rob the new cultivators. Only by improving one's own strength, this was the hard and fast truth. Ning Qing entered the wormwood. He intended to look for a big hill to dig out a simple immortal cave for his cultivation. After the time it took for an incense stick to burn, Ning Qing stopped in front of a broken array formation restriction. There was already an immortal cave here. Moreover, the level of the array formation outside the immortal cave was not low, but because of the passage of time, these array formation restrictions were completely broken, and were no longer useful. It seems that there were a lot of people who had the same idea as him. After Ning Qing cleaned up the array formation at the entrance of the immortal cave, he walked in and found that the inside was not small at all. There were two stone chambers. One was the main cultivation chamber and the other was the auxiliary cultivation chamber. Ning Qing threw out Grey Toot Toot, and took out a huge jade box and placed it in the corner of the auxiliary cultivation chamber and said, "Your rations for the next few years are in here. When I go into seclusion, you are not allowed to disturb me. If you do not know how to save your food, and end up eating it in the middle of my seclusion, and want to disturb me, then I will first stew you into soup." After being together with Grey Toot Toot for such a long time, Ning Qing already knew what kind of fellow Grey Toot Toot was. If he did not limit this fellow's rations, then even if there were many pills, it would still be able to eat them all. If he limited this fellow's rations, then this fellow would be incomparably frugal in eating pills. Moreover, it would also know how to hide it. When Grey Toot Toot heard Ning Qing's words, it gave out a few indignant squeaks, but it quickly ran to the side of the jade box containing the pills, and carefully opened the jade box with its claws to take a look, and then immediately closed it again. It was obvious that it was very satisfied with the amount of rations that Ning Qing had given it. Chapter 200. Ning Qing ignored Grey Toot Toot, as he took out the array flags and began to arrange an array formation. This place had been used a long time ago, which meant that he wasn't the only one who could find this place. He had to set up more than one formation. First, he had to set up various concealment formations, shielding formations. Then, he had to set up a spirit gathering formation, a defense formation, a trapping formation, a killing formation. As long as it was an array formation that Ning Qing could think of, he had almost arranged it all over this place. After arranging almost all the array formations, Ning Qing finally felt relieved and prepared to go into seclusion. He had millions of spirit stones in his ring, and he planned to cultivate these things before going to other places. The speed at which Ning Qing absorbed the spirit stones was already incomparably fast. As such, in this place he was unscrupulously arranging a spiritual gathering array to cultivate, which was even crazier than when he was cultivating in the Angry Axe Valley. At least if he cultivated here, he would not have to worry about not having enough spirit stones. Countless spirit stones, under the operation of the non-phase cultivation method, completely turned into spiritual qi, which was directly absorbed by Ning Qing. If it could be said that when he was cultivating in the Angry Axe Valley, the spirit stones in that room had turned into a spiritual mist, then the spiritual chi that was stimulated by Ning Cheng's cultivation had turned into a spiritual rain. This spiritual chi rain was completely absorbed by Ning Cheng, while Ning Cheng was immersed in the transformation of his true essence and the advancement of his cultivation. As such, he had completely forgotten about the level 3 true pills that he was prepared to consume. As time flowed by quietly, Grey Toot Toot saw the level 3 true pill beside Ning Cheng. It carefully closed its own jade box, and gently approached Ning Cheng. It was ready to take away all the tier 3 true pills around Ning Cheng without disturbing him. However, when it approached the spiritual mist rain, it immediately discovered that the spiritual mist was not inferior to the elixirs. It immediately learned from Ning Cheng, and began to absorb the spiritual chi mist from the side. Ning Cheng's cultivation was different from others. He had a certain stage. Sometimes he would suddenly advance a few levels, and sometimes he would stay in a certain stage for a long time. But at this time, he had been stuck at the essence building 4th level for a long time. It was not that he did not want to cultivate, but rather he did not have the opportunity to cultivate. At this time, he was fully concentrating on absorbing the spiritual chi for his cultivation, and very quickly broke through the essence building 4th level, and advanced to the essence building 5th level. Then he once again broke through to the essence building 5th level, and advanced to the essence building 6th level without any hindrance. Countless spirit stones were turned to dust, but Ning Fan didn't feel the slightest bit of heartache. The true essence in his body was already gurgling, and there was even a hissing sound. It was obvious how powerful the true essence was. However, Ning Cheng still continued to absorb the spiritual chi water mist, and did not have the slightest intention of stopping. No other cultivator would be able to absorb such a terrifying amount of spiritual chi for cultivation like Ning Cheng, but Ning Cheng was different. Before his meridians were completely reshaped by the mysterious yellow origin, he simply could not cultivate endlessly like this without knowing the bottom line. Now, no matter how much spiritual chi was absorbed by him, it would turn into endless true essence. Ka. Fine sounds were constantly emitting from Ning Cheng's body. Every time a ka sound appeared, it represented that Ning Cheng had once again expanded an aperture acupoint, breaking through a layer of barrier. Essence building 7th level. Essence building 8th level. It was not until he reached the essence building 8th level that Ning Cheng finally reacted. He had not touched the pill in his hand. He quickly took out a pill from the jade box beside him and threw it into his mouth. Even if he did not use a pill to advance this fast, if he used a pill it would definitely be even faster. This was what Ning Cheng was thinking. The pills that Ning Cheng had refined were true pills that were not bound by the pill art. The spiritual nature of the true pills rushed into Ning Cheng's meridians, and gathered in his dantian, almost causing Ning Cheng's dantian to burst open. Feeling the inexhaustible spiritual nature of the pill and the spiritual mist mixing together, Ning Cheng's dantian almost burst open. Ning Cheng finally became a little nervous. If he exploded in the middle of his cultivation, then it would be the biggest joke in the world. Ning Cheng hurriedly revolved the cultivation method in a crazy manner, but no matter how much he revolved the cultivation method, the violent spiritual herbs and spiritual chi that were gathering in his dantian and meridians were getting thicker and thicker. He was unable to transform them into true essence in a short period of time. Ka-cha. Another sound resounded, as Ning Cheng's cultivation directly rose to the essence building 9th level. A large amount of true essence suddenly seemed to have found a vent, and dissipated away. Ning Cheng did not even have time to breathe a sigh of relief, when that kind of violent medicinal effect once again gathered. Ning Cheng immediately panicked. He felt that he was too crazy. Other people ate pills one by one, but he unexpectedly swallowed them all in one go. Even if his meridians were reshaped by the mysterious yellow origin, he would not be able to withstand this kind of terrible medicinal effect. After his meridians were reshaped by the mysterious yellow origin, he had always felt that the spiritual chi in his cultivation was not enough. It was not enough, but this time he finally felt that it was too much. If this continued, then his body would explode. It seems that he was too confident in his own meridians and the rate at which he could absorb the spiritual qi, and had finally reached a point where it could not be remedied. Cultivation really was not something that could be rushed, it was a gradual process. Ning Qing forcibly calmed himself down, while crazily revolving the cultivation method. He slowly guided the powerful medicinal effect and spiritual qi that had gathered in his dantian. After Ning Qing calmed down, the cultivation method that he was cultivating in suddenly automatically changed. The medicinal effect and spiritual qi that had filled his dantian and meridians a moment ago, under this kind of change in the cultivation method, was quickly transformed into true essence at the fastest speed, and turned into Ning Qing's own cultivation. Ning Qing was overjoyed in his heart, as he hurriedly focused on guiding the impact of the true essence in his meridians, while at the same time slowly stabilizing his own cultivation. The mysterious yellow formless was truly amazing. During the process of cultivation, one could change the cultivation method and the direction and position of the aperture acupoints anytime and anywhere. This kind of heaven-defying cultivation method, he estimated that no cultivation method would be able to achieve this, right? Not knowing how much time had passed, Ning Qing felt a clear sound coming from within his body. He opened his eyes, and stopped his cultivation. At this moment his whole body was incomparably relaxed. This kind of formidable strength could not be described in words, but it was truly formidable. Casually sweeping out with his spiritual consciousness, he found that it had increased by several times compared to before, while the true essence had also increased by more than 10 times. He had reached the great circle of essence building 9th level, and was only a single step away from stepping into the profound congealing realm. Ning Qing believed that as long as he reached the profound congealing realm, he would be able to kill Heng Jiaojiao in seconds. Ning Qing in his heart was extremely happy. This kind of cultivation was truly enjoyable. This was what cultivation was called. Once he reached the profound congealing realm, coupled with his twin heavenly cloud wings, even if a profound core cultivator wanted to kill him, he estimated that it would not be an easy thing to do. Perhaps Ning Qing himself did not know that once he entered the profound congealing realm, he would be able to form his core lake and become even more formidable. I must step into the profound congealing realm, Ning Qing secretly made up his mind. He had only used up half of the millions of spirit stones, there was still the other half here. Not to mention that he would be able to enter the profound congealing realm, he only lacked a single profound clear pill. The profound clear pill was a level 4 true pill. The main spiritual grasses it contained were silver frost silk, flowerless fruit and extreme essence grass. If it was someone else, this level 4 true pill might have been very difficult to obtain, but Ning Qing had these spiritual grasses. The only thing he lacked now was to refine this pill. Ning Qing believed that with his current cultivation, refining a level 4 true pill would not be too difficult for him. He had a lot of spiritual grasses to practice with, and now he also had a lot of time. As long as he persisted, he would definitely be able to advance to the level 4 true pill master. After experiencing the danger of swallowing the pill, Ning Qing was also aware that the pill that he refined seemed to be different from the pills that other people refined. The medicinal properties of the pills he refined were much stronger, moreover the binding properties were also much smaller. He guessed that it was because he did not use the pill art. The medicinal properties of the pills without the pill art would definitely be much more violent and close to the original characteristics of the spiritual grasses. Ning Qing estimated the time, from the essence building 5th level to the great circle of the essence building 9th level, he had used a lot of spirit stones, but the total time spent was less than a year. Seeing Grey Toot Toot happily absorbing the spiritual qi on the side, Ning Qing did not care about it, and continued to learn how to refine level 4 pills. Preparing to advance to the profound congealing realm. In just a year's time, the Law's Way had undergone too many changes. Almost everyone here had made progress. There were even some cultivators who were unable to advance in the outside world, but in this complete world of laws, their progress was even greater than Ning Qing's. Ning Qing certainly did not know that he was only at the first segment of the Law's Way. It could even be said that he was only at the entrance of the Law's Way. In the depths of the first segment of the Law's Way, there was a narrow valley entrance. Perhaps other than Ning Cheng, almost all the people who entered the Law's Way were very clear, that after passing through this narrow valley entrance, they would be able to reach the second segment of the Law's Way. At this time in the front section of this narrow valley entrance, there were 7 or 8 bluestone doors. If one wanted to pass through this narrow valley entrance, then one would have to go through the bluestone doors. But in front of these bluestone doors, there were 2 or 3 profound core cultivators leading a group of profound congealing cultivators blocking the way. All the cultivators who wanted to pass through the bluestone doors, and go to the second segment of the Law's Way, had to hand over a certain amount of spirit stones or something else. Otherwise, not only would they not be allowed to pass through, they would even face the danger of losing their lives. A profound core first-level male cultivator came over with a profound congealing sixth-level female cultivator. The profound core cultivator walked up to one of the bluestone doors and cupped his fists and spoke, "I am Chiu Yuanqing from the Profound Moon 7-Star Academy, because when I came in, I did not bring many spirit stones with me. Here I have 10,000 high-grade spirit stones. I ask this friend to bend the rules, and let me borrow 10,000 spirit stones. Are you trying to send off a beggar? I can see that the female cultivator beside you is quite good. Leave behind your storage ring, and also this female cultivator. I will let you pass." The one who spoke was a profound congealing 6th-level cultivator standing next to the bluestone door. He simply did not put Chiu Yuanqing, who was at the profound core first level, in his eyes. Chiu Yuanqing's complexion changed, as he spoke in a low voice, "I am also from the Profound Moon 7-Star Academy. For your distinguished self to speak like that, isn't it a bit too rude?" Rude? A 7-star academy is nothing but a fart. Even if it was a 9-star academy, we would still have to collect our things. Hurry up, otherwise don't blame us for being impolite. This profound congealing 6th-level cultivator, on hearing Chiu Yuanqing's words, became even more arrogant. Chiu Yuanqing's complexion turned extremely ugly, as he took a few steps back and spoke, "In that case, we will not pass. Whether you pass or not is not up to you." This time the one who spoke was not the profound congealing 6th-level cultivator, but rather another profound core 4th-level cultivator. As this person finished speaking, he immediately rushed forward, followed by the 5 profound congealing cultivators behind him. But at the side of the bluestone door, there was a profound core 4th-level cultivator with several other profound congealing cultivators standing guard. Seeing this scene, a young girl who had not yet entered the bluestone door spoke out in panic, "Elder Sister Ling Wei, why are these people so unreasonable?" The female cultivator called Ling Wei, on hearing these words, quickly pulled the young girl to the side, and spoke in a low voice, "Yen Yen, don't talk nonsense." Ling Wei's words had not yet finished, when she saw a bloody light spurt out. That profound core first-level cultivator called Chiu Yuanqing was split into 2 halves by the profound core 4th-level cultivator, while the profound congealing 6th-level female cultivator was directly restrained by the other people, as they slowly dragged her to the bluestone door. Chapter 201. How could a few million spirit stones be so easy to obtain? Obtaining the ring inside the Angry Axe Valley, he was just lucky. An extremely terrifying murderous intent cut through the sky, bringing with it a faint trace in the air, as it fell down. This trace directly locked everything in the surroundings in the middle of this axe trace. Ning Cheng left the immortal cave, and stood on top of a hill. He could feel that his cultivation was several times stronger than before, and could not help but let out a long roar. Not continuing to swallow the last 2 profound clarity pills, Ning Cheng took out a small handful of pills and threw it into his mouth. This was the profound essence pill. It was the result of his practice of refining level 4 true pills. Some of them were only medium-grade pills. But at this time Ning Cheng could no longer care about it. His spirit stones were limited. Once he ran out of spirit stones, with the consumption rate of his cultivation, he would not be able to rely solely on pills to improve his cultivation. Among the millions of high-grade spirit stones, Ning Cheng's cultivation method once started operating, and his figure completely disappeared. Only a layer of spiritual chi mist and spiritual chi rain shrouded him. This spiritual chi rain mist was completely absorbed by Ning Cheng. With these 2 profound clarity pills, his cultivation had indeed greatly increased, but it was still not enough. It was far from meeting the requirements of his core lake. The true essence liquid in the core lake finally formed a small layer. Ning Cheng wanted to grab another handful of pills, but he found that all the level 4 true pills that he had refined had already been completely eaten by him. 12 consecutive crisp sounds could be heard, as 12 milky white pills were brought out from the pill furnace by Ning Cheng, and fell into the jade box next to him. Ning Cheng took out one of the pills and carefully looked at it. The pill was a pure milky white in color, without even a shred of impurities. It was in the form of a special grade profound rainbow pill. Profound congealing 3rd level. Catcha, the core lake expanded, profound congealing 4th level. The residue was taken away by Ning Cheng, as the spiritual liquid quickly condensed and fused together, forming a pill, and then automatically divided into 12 portions. One would not be able to tell that this was the work of a puppy. Its 2 paws were also very flexible. Because Ning Cheng did not have a single pill art for alchemy, pill fusion art, pill division art, pill formation art, pill withdrawal art. The pill arts that were necessary for alchemy could not be seen at all in Ning Cheng's alchemy. When the 2nd profound clarity pill entered his mouth, it turned into a gurgling spiritual liquid. The impact was clearly much stronger than before. Furthermore, the circulation speed of the true essence in his meridians and the speed of the circulatory cycle revolution were more than doubled. But these were not enough. Ning Cheng could not break through the barrier that he had already touched. Grey Toot Toot immediately understood the meaning of Ning Cheng's words. It unexpectedly very quickly tied the thin thread on the ring into a knot, and then put the ring around its neck, and with a wave of its paw, threw the box of pills into its own ring. Once again swallowing the essence accumulating pill, Ning Cheng's spiritual chi absorption speed became even crazier. The profound clear pill transformed into a spiritual liquid that was incomparably powerful. Coupled with the spiritual chi that Ning Cheng was absorbing, it crazily attacked Ning Cheng's apertures and his cultivation level. That is to say, with his cultivation of profound congealing realm, he could easily crush a profound core cultivator. This kind of strength, even Ning Cheng himself, who had advanced to the profound congealing realm and formed his core lake, had not even thought of it. The gurgling medicinal liquid and the spiritual chi, under the operation of Ning Cheng's new cultivation method, were still somewhat insufficient. Ning Cheng always felt that the intensity of the spiritual source was still lacking something. As such he did not hesitate to swallow the 2nd profound clear pill. Ning Cheng was even stunned for a moment. A few million spirit stones, were there so many essence accumulating pills? The true essence liquid in his core lake was far from being filled up. Even the edges of his core lake had not been filled up, yet it was all gone. Purification, liquid condensation, spiritual recovery, congealing, pill formation, silver frost thread, flowerless fruit, extreme essence grass and more than a dozen other medicinal herbs were placed into the pill furnace by Ning Cheng in order, as he began to refine the medicinal herbs, and separated the residue. After taking out the spirit stones, Ning Cheng swallowed a profound clear pill, and began to attack the profound congealing realm. 12 profound clear pills, all of them were top quality, moreover the color and size were exactly the same, and were exuding a kind of original spiritual grass fragrance. Without the cultivation resources, continuing to cultivate was meaningless. Ning Cheng felt that his own cultivation was just a waste of cultivation resources. With good things, he would crazily advance. Without good things, even if he had many years, he estimated that he would not be able to advance even a single step. Ding ding dang dang. Just like pearls falling onto a jade plate, 12 crisp sounds resounded. 12 cyan-colored pills were brought out by Ning Cheng, and fell into the jade box that he had already prepared. "You're amazing, just follow me." Although Ning Cheng said that, but in his heart he was also very happy. Grey Tutut's fur was even shinier. It was obvious that he had made great progress. At this time, Grey Toot Toot, he did not need to throw it into the spiritual beast bag, and could still keep up with him. Ning Cheng knew that Grey Toot Toot could not eat a level 4 true pill, even if it was a level 3 true pill, it would not dare to eat it. This guy had stolen it to hide it. Ning Qing stood up. It was time to leave. Ning Qing picked up a profound clear pill and handed it to Grey Toot Toot and said, "Do you dare to eat it? If you dare to eat it, then I will not take any of these 12 profound clear pills, you can swallow them all. Don't think that when I was cultivating, you would sneak up on me to steal my pills, I would not know about it." No wonder elder sister Shu said that the true cosmic devil metal had a devilish nature. It really was the case. Moreover, he had not seen any blood. Once it saw blood, then the devilish nature would definitely become even more violent. After Grey Toot Toot left, Ning Qing once again sprinkled out all the remaining high-grade spirit stones. These spirit stones were all distributed into his spiritual gathering array formation. His actions were like floating clouds and flowing water. If a person who did not understand alchemy saw this, they would definitely be amazed, as they would feel that Ning Qing was simply enjoying alchemy. If a person who was proficient in alchemy saw Ning Qing's actions, then they would definitely curse Ning Qing for acting like a pretentious prick. The true essence that originally filled his dantian, suddenly became sparse. Ning Qing felt that his strength had once again increased by more than 10 times, but at the same time he also felt that his own cultivation was far from enough. He wanted to fill up his core lake with liquid true essence. At least it could not be like this, where his true essence simply could not be seen in the core lake. The next moment, he brought out the true cosmic devil axe, and chopped out with his axe, angry axe, the first trace. Ning Qing gave a sigh. The difficulty of refining the profound rainbow pill was not any worse than the profound clear pill, but since he was able to refine such a high-quality profound rainbow pill without using a pill art, then it showed that he could also refine the profound clear pill. "Yeah!" Grey Toot Toot called out from the side. Apparently he also knew that Ning Qing's pill was not bad. Grey Toot Toot seemed to have already known that Ning Qing was going to leave, as he held the big jade box in his paws, looking very funny. The axe trace went down, forming a several dozen feet long gully in front of Ning Qing. Outside of the gully traces, there was still a terrifying killing intent. It was as if an axe light was circling around the gully endlessly. Grey Toot Toot, on seeing that Ning Qing did not want it to go into the spiritual beast bag, immediately called out a few times in joy. The meaning behind it was incomparably grateful. But what Ning Qing cared about was not this. What he was pleasantly surprised about was the might of this axe. He had not fought against a profound core cultivator for the first time. He was sure that even if it was a late-stage profound core cultivator, in front of this axe, they would not be able to escape unscathed. Didn't this mean that if he could not get more spirit stones, and could not get more pills, then he would be stuck at the profound congealing 4th level for the rest of his life? Ning Qing sobered up. Only then did he discover that the surrounding spiritual chi mist had also gradually dissipated. A few million spirit stones had disappeared just like that. What a terrifying axe! Even Ning Qing himself could not help but secretly exclaim in admiration. He felt that when the axe was blasted out, he could not help but feel a kind of bloodthirsty feeling welling up in his heart. Although it was the same, angry axe, the first trace, but this axe was more than 100 times more powerful than before. Ning Qing was no longer a rookie when it came to alchemy. As such, his technique was already incomparably proficient. He had recently been continuously refining level 4 pills for more than a month. Moreover, with the support of his powerful spiritual consciousness and true essence, performing these actions was much easier than when he was refining level 3 true pills. Ning Qing could feel that his strength was constantly increasing. He even had a vague illusion that if he did not attack the profound congealing 2nd level in this way, his strength would still continue to increase, but his cultivation would still remain at the profound congealing 1st level. His core lake was simply too powerful. Even after absorbing so many spiritual medicines and spiritual chi, he still could not feel any impact. So many cultivation resources were transformed into true essence, but when it fell into his core lake, it was just like mud falling into the sea. This time Grey Toot Toot quickly turned its head, tucked its tail between its legs, and carefully retreated into its own auxiliary cultivation room. When Ning Qing swallowed the 8th profound clear pill, he felt his whole body shake, as the layer of barrier around him shattered with a catcha sound. Outside his dantian, an embryonic form of a core lake was formed. The core lake wrapped around his dantian, while the true essence escaped from his dantian, and scattered into the middle of the core lake. This true essence formed into a true liquid, which was getting more and more compressed. Not only that, but this axe also contained a kind of ruthless killing intent and an indescribable desire. It was as if all the things that dared to stand in the way of this axe, must be crushed to pieces, must be turned into dust. In this world, only this axe trace could exist, the rest were just floating clouds. It certainly did not dare to eat a level 4 true pill, at least not now. It thought that once its boss refined a level 4 profound clear pill, he would be happy in his heart, and would then send it a few pills, and then it would secretly take these pills and hide them in its own jade box. It would not be too late to enjoy them later. Ning Qing took out a ring without any restrictions, tied the ring with a thin thread and threw it to Grey Toot Toot and said, "Use it yourself. If you do not know how to use it, I will help you put it away." Ning Qing only had a single set of the materials for the profound clear pill, as such he did not dare to casually refine it. In case it was damaged, it would be bad for him. Who knew how long he would have to stay in the law's way? Who knew if the law's way had any medicinal herbs for refining the profound clear pill? The third, the fourth, the seventh, the ninth profound clear pill, the 10th profound clear pill was swallowed by Ning Qing, combined with the spiritual chi mist from the inexhaustible spirit stones. Ning Qing still felt that it was not enough for him to absorb. The true essence liquid in his core lake was indeed increasing, but this kind of increase compared to his core lake which was getting more and more solid, was simply insignificant. The profound essence pill was originally a level 4 true pill, and was provided for the cultivation of profound congealing cultivators. Moreover, the profound essence pill refined by Ning Qing was also incomparably powerful. With this small amount, combined with the inexhaustible spiritual chi mist, Ning Qing's core lake once again solidified and expanded. The gurgling true essence continuously transformed into true liquid, as Ning Qing's cultivation directly rose to the profound congealing second level. Boom! Chapter 202. Ning Qing brought out a spiritual artifact airship. With his current cultivation, ordinary flying monstrous beasts would not pose much of a threat to him. Ning Qing could clearly feel that the laws of heaven and earth here were more complete compared to the outside world. But at the same time, he felt that compared to others, he didn't get as many benefits as he imagined under such a complete set of rules. Moreover, he also had another kind of vague feeling, that in this law's way, there was a direction where the laws seemed to be more complete, and the more he advanced in that direction, the clearer this feeling became. Ning Qing did not hesitate and directly controlled the airship to move in that direction. For him, if he could not cultivate inside the law's way, then he would not be able to get a clearer understanding of the magic techniques and cultivation. As such there would not be any meaning for him to come here. However, he could not go out for the time being. Since Kong Peng Peng had helped him, he wanted to help Kong Peng Peng find the spiritual enhancement true nectar. Moreover, even if he wanted to leave immediately, he didn't know how. Elder sister Lingwei, senior apprentice brother Bi Xingjin is just too much. He just brought a few profound congealing cultivators with him and a profound core cultivator, and completely ignored us. No matter what, he is also from the Dragon and Phoenix Academy. How can he be like this? At the edge of a bamboo forest where the spiritual chi was scarce, there was only a young girl like Zhang Sun Yen sitting on top of a bare stone, while speaking in a somewhat dissatisfied tone. The woman who was being addressed as elder sister Lingwei was the Dragon and Phoenix Academy's Jia Lingwei, and her tone seemed to always carry a trace of mature rationality. However, her hair was a little messy at this moment, and her expression was no longer as calm and rational as before. Hearing Zhang Sun Yan's complaints, she sighed and spoke, "Everyone forming a team is only temporary. If you really encounter any danger inside the law's way, then you can only rely on yourself." Although senior apprentice brother Bei Xingjin could not bring us to the second segment of the law's way, but he still managed to save us. Otherwise, with our abilities, even if we took out everything we had, we wouldn't be able to escape unscathed. Those people are demons. Did you see what happened to the female cultivator who was with Qiu Yuanqing? Sigh. In Zhang Sun Yan's mind appeared the naked appearance of that female cultivator with her clothes stripped off, causing her to subconsciously shiver, as she spoke with a lingering fear in her heart, "Elder sister Lingwei, aren't these people also the ones who entered the law's way before? They used to be disciples of big sections. How did they become like devils? Have they never seen a woman before?" Jia Lingwei's mouth showed a trace of a bitter smile, as she slowly spoke, "Since there are people blocking the second segment of the law's way, then it means that there are also people blocking the third segment. These profound core cultivators and profound congealing cultivators blocking the way to the second level, should be because their cultivation was stuck, and was unable to progress any further, otherwise they would have already left this place. Any cultivator who stayed inside the law's way, would not be able to go forward, nor would they be able to retreat. They had no resources to cultivate, no city to live, and couldn't do anything else. They could only slowly wait for death. Pigs were also very popular in their eyes. Not to mention these female cultivators who had just come in. Therefore, Senior Brother B being able to protect us and allow us to escape unscathed is already a great kindness. Although Senior Brother B is handsome, I don't like him. Just look at him provoking Nalan Rushua and Yan Ji on board, you know that he is a very scheming person." Zhang Sun Yan pouted as she spoke. If not for Bei Xingjin also being from the Dragon and Phoenix Academy, she might have spoken out even more unpleasant words. Jia Lingwei gave a faint smile and spoke, "Although Yan Ji's academy is an 8-star academy, but its strength is not the slightest bit worse than a 9-star academy, perhaps it will soon become the 4th major 9-star academy in the Lu continent. The Dragon and Phoenix Academy is one of the 3 major academies of the Lu continent. Senior Brother B is also from the Dragon and Phoenix Academy, and Rushue is also from the Wu Nian Academy, which is also one of the 3 major academies. For him to provoke the relationship between Yan Ji and Rushue is also normal. The competition between the major academies is also ubiquitous, it's just that you don't know about it. That Nalan Rushue, I don't like her very much, moreover I and that senior brother called Ning Cheng are also meeting for the first time, but I think that he is a good person. Nalan Rushue using a borrowed knife to kill people is not very good, I like elder sister Yan Ji a bit more." Zhang Sun Yan was young, and spoke frankly, without any scheming. Jia Lingwei hastily coughed, as she pulled Zhang Sun Yan back, and then stood up and called out, "Junior apprentice sister Rushue," then she cupped her fists and spoke, "Lingwei greets senior apprentice brother Cheng." Although Zhang Sun Yan was young, but when people heard her talking behind someone's back, it was a bit embarrassing, so she quickly followed behind Jia Lingwei and cupped her fists as she spoke, "Zhang Sun Yan greets senior apprentice brother Cheng." In Nalan Rushue's team, the one with the highest cultivation was this senior apprentice brother Cheng, with the cultivation of profound core 5th level. "Senior apprentice sister Lingwei, don't tell me that there are only the 2 of you left in your team. Senior apprentice brother Bei Xingjin already has the cultivation of profound core 8th level, how could this be?" Seeing only Jia Lingwei and Zhang Sun Yan, Nalan Rushue spoke with some surprise. It seems that she did not put the words spoken by Zhang Sun Yan in her heart. Although they had encountered many dangers along the way, but out of the 11 people in the team, there were still 8 people left. That's not the case, because the entrance to the second segment of the law's way was blocked by some people, moreover these people are abnormally fierce. Jia Lingwei shook her head sadly, as she spoke about the things that they had experienced before, and finally suggested, "Junior apprentice sister Rushue, I suggest that you and the other 2 junior apprentice sisters do not go there for the time being, wait until you advance to the late stages of the profound core realm in the future, and then form a team to go there." Outrageous, this group of beasts actually dares to act so recklessly. I originally admired Brother B a lot, but Brother B's actions this time, are really disappointing. Listening to Jiao Lingwei's words, the profound core 5th level cultivator with the highest cultivation in Nalan Rushue's team spoke out in a hateful voice, as his anger suddenly erupted. Jiao Lingwei quickly spoke up, there are many cultivators guarding the entrance to the canyon with the cultivation of profound core realm, moreover their magical techniques are extremely powerful. Once someone is defeated, then the 8 profound core cultivators from the Blue Stone Academy would all join forces, that is a total of 20 to 30 profound core cultivators. Even if we add up all the profound core cultivators who entered the law's way, there would not necessarily be so many of them. Senior apprentice Brother B was able to ensure that Yen Yen and I were able to safely retreat, it is already a great help to us. Junior apprentice Sister Rushue, you and the other 2 junior apprentice sisters stay here, we will go and have a look first. The profound core cultivator also calmed down, although Bi Xingjin's cultivation was higher than his, but he was also unable to do anything to the other party. He was just a profound core 5th level cultivator, as such he definitely would not be able to fight him head-on. Nalan Rushue firmly shook her head and spoke, I will not stay here, even if I die, I will still go to the second segment of the law's way, staying here would only cause my cultivation to stagnate. Since I have already chosen the path of cultivation, I will not give up because of any obstacles. Zhang Sun Yen whispered to herself, that is because you have not seen the scene at that time, if you had seen it, then you would not have thought like this. Nalan Rushue had obviously heard Zhang Sun Yan's words, but her expression was still firm, as if she was determined to go to the second segment of the law's way. Jiao Lingwei was silent for a moment, before she slowly spoke up, I will also go, if I can't get through, then I will just turn into dust. Elder Sister Lingwei. Zhang Sun Yen could not believe what she was seeing as she looked at Jiao Lingwei, this was obviously a place that they could not get through, why would they still want to go through it? Nalan Rushue had not been there, so she did not know about the situation, but they had actually come from that place. Jiao Lingwei shook her head, but did not answer Zhang Sun Yen. She had already been thinking about this issue in her heart, although she had safely retreated from the entrance of the second segment of the law's way, but almost all of the spirit stones and cultivation resources that she had on her body had already been used up. In this first segment of the law's way, other than the fact that the laws of the heaven and earth were more complete than the outside, there were very few places that were rich in spiritual qi, and even fewer spiritual grasses. In the case that she did not have any spirit stones on her body, if she continued to stay here, then other than waiting for death, there was no other way. Perhaps what Nalan Rushue had said was right, if she followed behind the team, then there was still a chance for her to enter, but in the future when she was alone, then the chances would be even more uncertain. When she spoke those words, she had already made a decision, if she really could not get through, then she would just have to die. That profound core 5th level cultivator did not care about Jiao Lingwei's decision, and just nodded and spoke, since that is the case, then let's go together. At the very least, I can do what Bei Xingjin did, and keep you safe. Since Elder Sister Lingwei is going, I do not dare to stay here alone, I will also go together with you. Zhang Sun Yen timidly spoke up. Let's go, we really want to take a look at what kind of things these guys are. This profound core 5th level cultivator spoke up in a heroic manner, as he took the lead. Chapter 203. The 2 of you came so quickly. I thought that you would have persisted for a while longer. A profound core 4th level cultivator immediately recognized Jiao Lingwei and Zhang Sun Yen, as he spoke with a loud laugh. His current position was the first blue stone door in front of the canyon. Hearing these words, Jiao Lingwei's heart completely sank, she finally understood why these people had initially taken away their cultivation resources, and then let them go. It turned out that they already knew that they would come back again. Good, good. This profound core 4th level cultivator continued to laugh, and after saying a few words in succession, he once again spoke, you come to my side, I promise that I will let you pass, moreover I will not take your spirit stones, I guess that you do not have any spirit stones left. He Zhijiang, since you want the big one, then give the small one to us. Another person at the other blue stone door spoke up. Jia Lingwei's complexion changed, she knew the meaning behind these people's words. She did not speak up. In addition to the 10 of them, there were already 20 or 30 people gathered here. If it really could not be resolved in the end, then she would have to destroy her own meridians. Everyone, I am Wunyan Academy's Cheng Yixiao. Please look at the fact that we are all cultivators from the Yixing mainland, and allow us to pass through. This trivial gift is not enough to show our respect. The highest cultivator in the team, the profound core 5th level cultivator, took out a storage bag that he had already prepared beforehand and sent it up. Wunyan Academy. Is the Wunyan Academy really that great? This father was also from the Wunyan Academy hundreds of years ago. What use is it? That profound core 4th level cultivator called He Zhijiang spoke with disdain. He simply did not take Cheng Yixiao's storage bag, as his eyes were staring at Jia Lingwei. Is senior from the Wunyan Academy? Cheng Yixiao spoke in a pleasantly surprised voice. He Zhijiang spat out a mouthful of saliva and spoke. This father said that it was hundreds of years ago. Who is the current Wunyan Academy? What does it have to do with me? You are surnamed Cheng, presumably you have some relationship with that Cheng Yixue. Cheng Yixiao on hearing these words, immediately felt his heart sink. He withdrew his respectful smile, and spoke in a tone that was neither overbearing nor humble. That is my father. After He Zhijiang heard these words, he spoke with even more disdain. That old lecher, even at such an old age, he is still able to bring out such a small thing like you. It can be seen that he has a lot of young women. You are courting death. How could Cheng Yixiao endure such words, while simultaneously bringing out his own magical weapon? However, after he brought out his magical weapon, he still managed to calm himself down. Even if he could beat this profound core 4th level cultivator, but how many people did he have on his side? There were 7 or 8 people with higher cultivation than him. As for the profound core cultivator on his side, he estimated that he was the only one who could make a move. Although there were a few profound core cultivators on the side, but they certainly would not start a fight. Why aren't you attacking? He Zhijiang once again ridiculed Cheng Yixiao. Before speaking in a cold voice, the 10 people who came over, all of you take out your storage rings, let us inspect them. Senior, didn't everyone pay 200,000 spirit stones before? This was Jia Lingwei's second time here, so she was more familiar with the rules here. For an ordinary profound congealing cultivator, 200,000 spirit stones was not a small number. That was a matter from a few months ago, but it has now changed. Moreover, this kid has angered me. He Zhijiang pointed at Cheng Yixiao's nose and spoke with a snort. After that snort, he once again pointed at Nalan Rushue and spoke, that woman over there, take off the rag on her face, and then come over. He Zhijiang, I want this woman. An unhurried voice said faintly. The one who spoke was a brown-robed cultivator standing at the entrance of the 8th blue stone door, and had the cultivation of profound core 8th level. When He Zhijiang heard this voice, he quickly bowed and spoke, yes, since elder brother Rong wants this woman, then it is her fortune. Saying that he once again glared at Nalan Rushue and spoke, still not rolling out of here, quickly go to elder brother Rong, do you want this father to make a move? Nalan Rushue couldn't help but shudder. She finally understood that her previous thoughts were just too naive. At this moment, a profound core 3rd level cultivator at the 4th blue stone door, pointed at a woman behind Nalan Rushue and spoke, that woman over there, I want her. Standing behind Nalan Rushue was a female cultivator at profound congealing 3rd level. When she heard those words she had not yet reacted. Jia Lingwei's complexion immediately changed, as she hurriedly spoke with a sound transmission, Junior Apprentice Sister Shasha, you have to quickly escape. Although she spoke those words, but Jia Lingwei knew in her heart, that even if Junior Apprentice Sister Shasha immediately escaped, she would not be able to go far. The profound core cultivator who wanted Shasha suddenly looked at He Zhijiang and spoke, elder brother He, this woman does not know what is good for her, and even dared to send a sound transmission. After you finish enjoying her here, you can also let our senior apprentice brother and junior apprentice brother enjoy her. Jia Lingwei's complexion immediately turned incomparably pale. How could she not know the meaning behind those words? He Zhijiang just gave a smile, but did not speak. It was obvious that he did not want to give Jia Lingwei to this profound core third-level cultivator. This profound core third-level cultivator also did not care about it. As he finished speaking those words, he immediately rushed out, as he reached out to grab the female cultivator behind Naylan Rushue. Cheng Yixiao's temperament had always been very direct. He hated evil as if it was his personal enemy. Now that someone was trying to grab a female cultivator from his team in front of him, how could he bear it? He was already prepared to bring out the mythical light golden flame blade, but in just a twinkling of an eye it turned into a blade screen, blocking the path of this profound core third-level cultivator. This kid really dares to make a move. Lu Ming, you go ahead first, I'll help you block this Cheng Yixiao. He Zhijiang gave a sneer, while simultaneously bringing out his own magical weapon, as he also rushed forward. Many thanks, elder brother he. This profound core third-level cultivator, called Lu Ming, because of He Zhijiang's help, was able to easily bypass Cheng Yixiao. That female cultivator called Sha Sha hastily retreated, but even if her speed was fast, it was simply impossible for her to retreat in front of a profound core third-level cultivator inside the law's way. She was only able to retreat for less than 10 meters, when she ended up in Lu Ming's hands. Still trying to hide from this uncle? Are you looking down on this Uncle Lu? Lu Ming grabbed Sha Sha in his hands, as his eyes revealed a trace of hostility, as he raised his hands and completely tore apart the clothes of this female cultivator called Sha Sha. At this moment, almost all the cultivators present could see the naked Sha Sha. The female cultivator called Sha Sha gave out a pitiful cry. If she could have committed suicide, she would have already died a long time ago. Beast! Cheng Yixiao, on seeing Lu Ming tear apart Sha Sha's clothes on the spot, as he continued to rape her from the side, how could he still hold back the raging anger in his heart? The mythical light golden flame blade in his hands transformed into a dense rain of blades, as it completely wrapped around He Zhijiang. Ah! Another pitiful scream erupted, as He Zhijiang's arm was unexpectedly directly chopped off by Cheng Yixiao, as he was sent flying upside down. Cheng Yixiao sent He Zhijiang flying, as he directly pounced towards Lu Ming. However, he had not yet reached Lu Ming's side, when he was stopped by a horse-faced cultivator. This kid has a few tricks. You have just entered the law's way for about a year, yet you can already defeat He Zhijiang. It looks like you are also a genius. Cheng Yixiao forced himself to calm down, although He Zhijiang's cultivation was at profound core 4th level, but his attacks were incomparably powerful. This was him. If it was replaced by another profound core 5th level cultivator, then they would absolutely not be a match for He Zhijiang. But the person in front of him who was blocking him was elder brother Rong, who had the cultivation of profound core 8th level, which was a few small levels higher than him. Let me see if you are really so amazing. As the profound core 8th level elder brother Rong finished speaking, a huge seal wrapped in a thick killing intent exploded towards Cheng Yixiao. Cheng Yixiao forcibly resisted his desire to save people, as the mythical light golden flame blade brought out a golden flame-like blade light that wrapped around the huge seal. For a time, the surrounding air was completely blown apart by the true essence, as the terrifying explosion sounds drowned out the two people who were still fighting. You really are worthy to be the son of Cheng Yixue, a trivial profound core 5th level cultivator, yet you are unexpectedly able to block elder brother Rome. I also want to see if you are really powerful. While speaking, another profound core 7th level cultivator joined the fray. Cheng Yixiao was at profound core 5th level. Originally dealing with this horse-faced elder brother Rome was already difficult enough, but now that a profound core 7th level cultivator joined the fray, he immediately started to struggle. In just less than a dozen breaths, he along with his blade was sent flying by elder brother Rome's huge seal, directly crashing into a hill, completely smashing the hill into pieces. Even if that was the case, Cheng Yixiao was still struggling to sit up, but the injuries he suffered were simply too heavy. He was only able to sit up for a moment, before he once again fell down. The scene was completely silent. No one dared to save Cheng Yixiao, other than the sounds of Lu Ming torturing that female cultivator, this place was just like hell. The profound core 8th level elder brother Rong looked at the masked Nalan Rushue, and suddenly spoke with a smile, "You come here, I will not be as rude as Lu Ming." Nalan Rushue's complexion instantly turned incomparably pale, she finally understood the meaning of Zhang Sanyan's words. At this time she was not even able to speak a single word, even her hands were trembling. Elder brother Rong, on seeing Nalan Rushue not moving, slightly frowned, was just about to speak, when suddenly a black light streaked past in front of his eyes. The next moment he heard a soft, puff sound. This speed, even he was not able to stop it. Lu Ming, who was lying on top of that female cultivator called Sha Sha, was suddenly carried up by a black long spear. This black long spear pierced through Lu Ming's waist, directly bringing Lu Ming up into the air. Bang! This black long spear nailed Lu Ming to a tall rock in the distance, causing the rocks to explode into rubble everywhere, while the end of the black long spear was still swaying. But at this time, the path that Lu Ming flew through in the air, blood started to fall. "Put on your own clothes first." As the voice fell, a grey robe fell over Sha Sha's body. When she was being humiliated by Lu Ming, this female cultivator called Sha Sha had already wanted to commit suicide, but at this time, when the restrictions on her body were removed by a robe, she suddenly lost the courage to commit suicide, as she quickly wrapped herself in the robe and rushed out from the side. No one tried to stop her, as all the people's gazes were focused on the person who had just fallen from the sky. This person was just a thin and ordinary-looking middle-aged man, and on this man's shoulder stood a puppy the size of 2 fists. None of the cultivators blocking the road at the Blue Stone Gate knew this person, but all the cultivators who had to pass through this canyon knew this person. This was the same essence building cultivator who had told Heng Jiaojiao to get lost on the airship, but at this time his cultivation did not seem to be at the essence building realm. Regardless of whether he was in the essence building realm or not, a person who was able to kill a profound core 3rd level cultivator with a single spear strike was definitely not a simple person. Pata, pata. Lu Ming's body was nailed to the rock, while blood was still dripping down. Other than that, there was no other sound, but the sound of blood dripping down was even more contrasting to the silence of this place. Chapter 204. The one who came was Ning Cheng. He did not know what was going on, but he knew the woman who was being humiliated. That woman should have been in the same team as the purple-robed woman, moreover she rarely spoke, moreover in the cabin, it seemed very quiet. But as for Lu Ming, Ning Cheng had never seen him before. For Ning Cheng, this person was definitely a cultivator from inside the law's way. This cultivator, in front of so many people, in broad daylight, tore off the clothes of a female cultivator. It was obvious that he was not a good person. Even if he was a good person, Ning Cheng would not hesitate to kill such a person. So when he came here, he was too lazy to ask for the reason, and directly nailed Lu Ming to death. Nalan Rushue quietly put down the escape talisman in her hands, and felt relieved in her heart. If it was not a last resort, she really did not want to use the escape talisman to escape. She could leave, but what about the others? Once she left, it would be a mountain that she would never be able to cross again in her life. Jiao Lingwei and Zhang Sun Yan had come here because of her. She could even imagine the fate of the two of them. Perhaps her cultivation in this life would end here. Moreover, even if she left, where could she go? She had to enter the second segment of the law's way. Once she left, she could only find a remote place to hide for the rest of her life. Ha ha. Cough cough. Cheng Yixiao laughed, and then coughed a few times before standing up again. He swallowed a few pills and slowly walked over. Good kill, good kill, good kill. Cheng Yixiao said a few words in succession. As he slowly recovered his qi, it could be seen that the pills he took were not trivial. Elder brother Rong did not speak, but his face had already turned dignified. He waved his hand behind him, and 20 profound core cultivators quickly surrounded them. Even so, there were still 8 cultivators blocking the intersection. Cheng Yixiao, on seeing this, once again grabbed his mythical light golden flame blade and spoke, "Elder Brother Cheng, when we were on the airship I thought that you were just an essence-building cultivator. I did not expect that I would have actually misjudged you. These beasts are not good, let me help you." Ning Cheng's spiritual consciousness had already perceived that Cheng Yixiao's injuries were very serious, although he was rapidly recovering, but he still waved his hand and spoke, "You should not start now, first tell me what is going on here. Why are these cultivators blocking our way?" Cheng Yixiao was just about to speak, when Jiao Lingwei quickly came up and took the initiative to speak, "Senior Apprentice Brother Cheng, let me speak." She did not have an escape talisman like Nailan Rushue, and only had an attack-type talisman. Even if her attack-type talisman could kill a profound core 8th level cultivator, her final fate would be the same. Not to mention that his attack talisman could at most severely injure a late-stage profound core cultivator. "Don't talk nonsense with him, let's go together." That elder brother Rong, on seeing the 20 profound core cultivators had already surrounded Ning Cheng, immediately waved his hand and spoke. He attached great importance to Ning Cheng. Moreover, Ning Cheng was able to nail Lu Ming to death with just a single spear strike. Even if it was him, he would not be able to do such a thing. Jiao Lingwei hurriedly retreated. At the same time, she quickly described the reason why these people blocked the road and their evil deeds. Hearing Jiao Lingwei say that it was not the first time that these people had done the things that he had seen before, Ning Cheng's heart was immediately filled with killing intent. These cultivators were trapped in the law's way, unable to advance or retreat, without any moral and human restraint. The ugliness at the root of human nature was exposed. This was the madness before death. But he also had the bottom line of human morality. If he did not have the ability, then he would have endured it. But now that his cultivation had reached the large accomplishment realm, and he also had the true devil axe, why would he be afraid of this group of cultivators? Ning Cheng motioned Jiao Lingwei and Cheng Yixiao to retreat. When he started, he absolutely would not care about the other people around him. Facing so many crazy cultivators, he simply did not intend to use his profound break spear. After the 20 profound core cultivators completely surrounded him, he immediately brought out his true cosmic devil axe. As soon as he brought out his true cosmic devil axe, a powerful bloodthirsty aura immediately filled the surroundings of Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng had not yet stimulated the true cosmic devil axe, but that kind of evil chi was already dispersing from the tip of his axe. "You are a devil cultivator, a devil cultivator." Shocked voices resounded almost at the same time. The cultivators on elder brother Rong's side were shocked that Ning Cheng unexpectedly turned out to be a devil cultivator. Some of the profound core cultivators even subconsciously took half a step back. Devil cultivators were a taboo existence in the Yixing mainland. Moreover, devil cultivators did not possess any rationality, and would kill people indiscriminately. They did not expect that there would be a devil cultivator who entered the law's way. Those who entered the law's way together with Ning Cheng, and were now stopped by the cultivators, were equally shocked. Even Jiao Lingwei, who had come forward to explain to Ning Cheng, subconsciously pulled Zhang San Yen back. The rest of the people also retreated even more. Cheng Yixiao looked at Ning Cheng in disbelief, as he muttered to himself, "How could this be? How could it be a devil cultivator?" Ning Cheng slightly frowned. He did not think that the power of the two words devil cultivator would be so astonishing. Regardless of which side it was, it seemed that they did not want to come into contact with him. Initially, although Nong Zhen and elder sister Shu were also worried about this matter, but it was not this terrible, right? I did not think that you would turn out to be a devil cultivator. Looking at the fact that you are a devil cultivator, we have nothing to do with you. We will also let you pass, as long as you do not interfere in our affairs. Elder brother Rong's tone finally showed a bit of loosening. Lu Ming was killed, it was not a big deal. But angering a crazy devil cultivator was not a good thing. Devil cultivators were all crazy murderers. They had all kinds of forbidden magic techniques, all of which were harmful to others without benefiting themselves. Moreover, the scale of their slaughter was also very large. As such, he had no choice but to be wary of them. A bunch of beasts, you think you are qualified to discuss with me. Ning Qing immediately brought out the true cosmic devil axe in his hands, as a tearing killing intent instantly turned berserk. Elder Brother Rong scolded in a hoarse voice, "Idiot, do you think that by helping these people, they would be grateful to you? You are a devil cultivator. If you were seriously injured, then someone would immediately come and eradicate you." Regardless of how this Elder Brother Rong called out, Ning Cheng's true cosmic devil axe was completely stimulated, as a pale golden axe trace filled with killing intent shot out from the gray-colored true devil axe. These axe traces were filled with a violent and uncontrollable ruthlessness, as they formed a fine axe line in the air. This was the third form of Ning Cheng's angry axe line. Ning Cheng originally intended to use this axe line to kill Elder Brother Rong and the other profound core 5th level cultivator. But after his true devil axe was stimulated, a fanatical and bloodthirsty aura completely filled his consciousness. At this moment, he just wanted to kill all the people surrounding him, without leaving even a single one alive. His devilish nature has erupted. Bring out your magical weapons together to kill him. A profound core 5th level cultivator called out, as he brought out the drum-shaped magical weapon in his hands. At this moment, 20 magical weapons brought out countless true essence surging out, as they all exploded towards Ning Cheng. At this moment, Ning Cheng's true cosmic devil axe was completely out of control, even Ning Cheng himself was completely out of control. The inexhaustible true essence in his core lake was unreservedly stimulating the true devil axe, causing the axe line killing intent to burst out, as it brought out one after another axe line whirlpools. The axe line whirlpools brought out by the true devil axe, as well as the axe line killing light, collided with the 20 magical weapons, causing the true essence to explode out. The magical weapons were constantly being blown away, while blood was constantly splashing out, but the true cosmic devil axe that saw the blood turned even more berserk, causing Ning Cheng to completely lose his calm. Crazily stimulating his true essence, he brought out the true cosmic devil axe and continuously displayed the angry axe's third form. Boom 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 boom, the raging explosion of true essence was crazily surging out in this place. Ning Cheng's true cosmic devil axe brought out an axe light filled with killing intent that had already transformed into a substantial killing line, as more and more cultivators were cut in half by these killing lines. This place where the battle was taking place, in just a twinkling of an eye, had turned into a living hell. But there were simply too many profound core cultivators here, although Ning Cheng was powerful, but he was only a single person, moreover he only had the cultivation of profound congealing 4th level. Blood splashed out from Ning Cheng's body, there was even a sword that directly pierced through Ning Cheng's chest. Ning Cheng's mind was immediately cleared up by this kind of pain, as he suddenly broke out in a cold sweat. He had almost turned into a devil a moment ago. This true cosmic devil axe really was strange, but his cultivation was simply too low. He was only at profound congealing 4th level, yet he was able to display the true cosmic devil axe in such a crazy manner. Seeing his body riddled with scars, if not for the mysterious yellow origin, then perhaps he would have already died. Ning Cheng was furious in his heart, as he once again crazily swept out with his true cosmic devil axe. This time, his mind was even more clear, at least it was not that crazy killing intent that he had a moment ago. Countless golden axe line vortexes blasted out, blocking one magical weapon attack after another. But the largest golden axe line vortex was controlled by Ning Cheng, as it rumbled towards Elder Brother Rong. He could not just randomly attack like this, he had to break them one by one. Just a moment ago when he had almost turned into a devil, he had only managed to kill a few profound core cultivators, while he himself was about to be killed. Feeling a clear axe line vortex, as it rolled up the surrounding killing intent and directly rumbled towards him, Elder Brother Rong was startled in his heart. He immediately knew that Ning Cheng wanted to kill them one by one. He quickly shouted out, "All the people guarding the door come together, this person will not be able to hold on for long." Hearing Elder Brother Rong's shout, all the cultivators guarding the blue stone door immediately surrounded him, even some of the profound congealing cultivators also rushed up. All the people immediately brought out their magical weapons and rushed towards Ning Cheng. Bang! At the same time, the true cosmic devil axe brought out a whirlwind that exploded on top of Elder Brother Rong's Scorpion King scissors. The Scorpion King scissors was completely deflected by the formidable axe intent of the true devil axe, while the killing force that had gathered together did not even take half a moment to explode on Elder Brother Rong's chest. Bang! Elder Brother Rong's body split apart, as he was directly killed by Ning Cheng's whirlwind. Ka 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 ka. It was followed by countless ka ka sounds of explosions, as dozens of magical weapons smashed on top of the dense axe line vortex that Ning Cheng had brought out, causing the axe line vortex to collapse. Ning Cheng was also sent flying upside down by such a powerful attack, as he smashed into a huge stone behind him. But the axe line vortex brought out by his true devil axe was able to save his small life. You guys hurry up and help, why is he the only one fighting? Sha Sha, who had already changed her clothes, at this time completely forgot about the previous insults from Lu Ming, as she cried out to the people watching the fight to help. These cultivators were originally shocked by the bloody scene of Ning Cheng fighting with so many profound core cultivators, but now that they were reminded by Sha Sha, they immediately sobered up. Now that there was no one guarding the mouth of the canyon, almost all the people were rushing towards the mouth of the canyon, but none of them rushed up to help Ning Cheng. Chapter 205. Cheng Yixiao did not seem to have sobered up from the shock that Ning Cheng was a devil cultivator, but now that he heard Sha Sha's tearing screams, it made him understand that these were all facts. Looking at these cultivators scrambling to rush to the second segment of the Law's Way, Cheng Yixiao frowned. He understood the thoughts of these people. It was obvious that Cheng Xiaoning would not be able to hold on for much longer. Once these people killed Cheng Xiaoning, then wanting to get past them would simply be a dream. Cheng Yixiao did not follow the crowd to rush towards the mouth of the canyon. Even if his injuries were not fully healed, he still wanted to help Ning Cheng. Nailan Rushue, on seeing Cheng Yixiao's actions, immediately knew what Cheng Yixiao wanted to do. She gave out a sigh and spoke with a sound transmission, "Senior apprentice Brother Cheng, that person is a devil cultivator. The matter of you helping the devil cultivators in this place, once it was spread out, my Wunyan Academy's reputation would be completely ruined, and even the academy head would not be able to take care of himself. No one can say for sure whether or not something that happened hundreds of years ago will happen again." Hearing Nailan Rushue's words, Cheng Yixiao's footsteps came to a halt, as he subconsciously stopped. It didn't matter if he went to help, it didn't matter even if he was killed by these cultivators. But the matter of him helping a devil cultivator, once it was spread out, then the Wunyan Academy would be thoroughly tarnished. Unless he killed all the cultivators here, this matter would definitely spread out. A few hundred years ago, the Lu continent had an academy that stood above the three major academies, the Kuan-Yin Academy. It was because the sect's number one genius disciple, Jing Hao, wanted to protect a female devil cultivator and killed a few sect disciples who were chasing after her. As a result, because of this matter, the Kuan-Yin sect was besieged by dozens of sects with excuses, and in the end, it vanished into thin air. And among those big academies that were besieging them, the Wunyan Academy was impressively among them. The Wunyan Academy was one of the three major academies of the Lu continent. Once the news spread out that he had helped the devil cultivators, and even if some people with ulterior motives said that he had helped the devil cultivators to kill the rest of the cultivators, then even if he had 10,000 mouths, he would not be able to explain himself. Cheng Yixiao looked at the disciples of the academies who were fleeing in a hurry and gave out a sigh. He could not blame these people for running away. That was what he thought, and it was obvious that others thought the same. The several profound congealing cultivators of the Wunyan Academy's team were well aware of Cheng Yixiao's temperament. Not only did he abhor evil, but he also liked to fight against injustice. Now that Cheng Yixiao was hesitating, they did not dare to let Cheng Yixiao go forward. The few of them hurriedly supported Cheng Yixiao, as they pulled and dragged him into the blue stone door, and soon disappeared from sight. Elder Sister Lingwei, I feel very unhappy in my heart. Zhang Sun Yen, who had already walked far away, suddenly spoke out a sentence without any head or tail. Jiao Lingwei sighed and said, I know, Yen Yen, we won't be of any help if we go up there. If we stay there, we'll just be holding them back. We are not the only ones who are unhappy. There are others who are unhappy, and they have no choice but to go. Zhang Sun Yen did not answer Jiao Lingwei's words, as she understood the meaning behind elder sister Lingwei's words. It was true that they wouldn't be of much help if they stayed there. Moreover, once everyone else left and they were the only ones left, they would definitely be told that they were helping the demonic cultivators. It wasn't just the two of them who were implicated, but the sects behind them as well. They could not bear the responsibility. Sha saw that after she screamed, everyone left. She was stunned for a while and suddenly understood. When she was humiliated in such a way, why didn't anyone come out to help her? Not to mention that the entrance to the canyon was now open, allowing everyone to leave from here. I'm going to kill you beasts. After Sha sobered up, she immediately brought out her long sword and rushed out. But at the same time as she rushed out, she saw a black light shooting towards Ning Cheng. She did not even think about it and rushed towards that black light. Bang! With her cultivation at profound congealing 4th level, even if it was just a black light, she would not be able to block it. She was directly hit in the chest by that black light, and was immediately sent flying upside down. This was just a gap in time. Ning Cheng had already recovered, but he did not have the time to check on Sha. The true cosmic devil axe had already brought out an inexhaustible twisting axe line, moreover these twisting axe lines were also surrounded by a whirlpool of killing intent. The extremely berserk killing intent burst out, forming wave after wave of killing force, which directly shrouded the entire area in the vicinity. Boom 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 boom, the true essence driven by the magical weapon and the killing intent once again exploded, once again causing a sky full of true essence to explode. Some of the weaker profound core cultivators were directly killed by this axe intent whirlpool. As for those profound congealing cultivators, not a single one of them survived, as they were directly split apart in front of this twisting axe line. Continuously stimulating the true essence in his core lake, Ning Cheng finally felt a burst of weakness. After this wave of attacks, his waist was once again swept by 2 blade lights, causing blood to flow out. There were about 100 profound core cultivators here in addition to the profound congealing cultivators, but because of Ning Cheng's 2 violent attacks, they were directly reduced to 9 people. All of these 9 people were profound core cultivators, none of them were at the early stages of profound core. He can't hold on any longer, let's get rid of this devil together. A profound core cultivator spoke, as he took the initiative to attack first. The rest of the people also had the same thoughts, as they all rushed towards Ning Cheng. It was obvious that they could see that Ning Cheng was already an arrow at the end of its flight. Although Ning Cheng was seriously injured, but his mind was becoming more and more clear. He did not retreat, but instead once again brought out the true cosmic devil axe. This time was different from before. The true cosmic devil axe only brought out an axe trace. An axe trace that could cut through everything around it, the angry axe's first trace. This axe trace brought out a strong gust of wind and the killing intent of the angry axe into a thin line, which at the same time locked down the surroundings, but at the same time also brought out a whooshing sound as it cut through the air. The berserk killing intent was completely condensed in that axe trace, and no longer had the tendency to spread out like before. The 9 profound core cultivators besieging Ning Cheng soon discovered that this axe trace was extremely powerful, and was filled with a thick killing intent. As long as they tried to resist it head-on, then they would definitely be seriously injured. But this axe trace had a flaw, because it left an opening and was not bound. He is exhausted, this is his last strike. Everyone can dodge this axe trace, then he will be at our mercy. Not needing this profound core cultivator to speak, the rest of the people were already clear as to what was going on. Ning Cheng was completely exhausted, although this axe trace was terrifying, but the killing intent had not converged, as such he could completely dodge it. Once this axe trace was dodged, then it would be equivalent to Ning Cheng stimulating his true essence in vain to unleash this axe trace. Once he ran out of strength, then it was inevitable that he would be at the mercy of the others. Although it took a long time to describe, but in fact it only took a few moments for the 9 profound core cultivators to retreat from the same place. Ning Cheng heaved a sigh. He had been through many killing arrays for a long time, so how could he not understand this truth? If these 9 people had not retreated, and all of them had met the angry axe, first trace, head-on, then with his current state, he would at most be able to kill 3 of them. As for the rest of them, even if they were seriously injured, it would be very difficult. Fortunately, these 9 people retreated at the same time. Because his opponents did not know that he had the broken core bead, but this was his trump card. When these 9 people retreated to the same place, Ning Cheng immediately activated the broken core bead that he had already prepared and threw it out. At the same time, he immediately brought out his twin heavenly cloud wings. Not good. A late-stage profound core cultivator immediately felt the tyrannical aura coming from the broken core bead, and immediately called out, as he hurriedly rushed forward. But the killing intent that had already gathered in the first trace was just like cutting tofu, as it cut through his waist. Boom boom boom. A violent explosion sounded out. This kind of violent essence chi fluctuations, compared to the previous battles between Ning Cheng and the other profound core cultivators, it was even more terrifying. The explosion set off a burst of gravel and dirt, which completely turned the entire place into a cloud of dust. After a few breaths, the explosion disappeared. As the cloud of dust dissipated, a profound core 7th level cultivator staggered to his feet, while holding a grey shield in his hands. Although the shield was somewhat damaged, but it was not very big, it could be seen that he had relied on this shield to escape with his life. He sluggishly looked around, as he muttered, "I'm the only one left. You are wrong, you will not be able to survive." Ning Cheng's slightly weak voice arrived, while at the same time an ugly grey axe appeared in front of his eyes, as it cut off his huge head, causing it to roll to one side. Ning Cheng swallowed a few pills. As he looked around, just a moment ago there were more than 100 people here, but in the blink of an eye, he was the only one left. The broken core bead was simply too terrifying. Moreover, it was only equivalent to a strike from an early-stage soul essence cultivator. From this it could be seen how powerful a soul essence cultivator was. Ning Cheng looked at the female cultivator lying on the ground in the distance, as he felt some sadness in his heart. Even if a devil cultivator was terrifying, he was still helping others. But the fact was, other than the female cultivator that he had saved, no one else came forward to help him. The world was cold, and was unexpectedly harsh to this point. Ning Cheng staggered to the front of the female cultivator, before he knelt down on one knee, and helped this female cultivator up. He could feel that his injuries were somewhat serious. But when Ning Cheng helped this female cultivator up, his heart instantly sank. This female cultivator's dantian and internal organs were completely shattered, even her meridians were completely destroyed, even her life force was on the verge of dying. Ning Cheng quickly took out a healing pill and put it into the mouth of this female cultivator. He knew that even he would not be able to save this female cultivator. Because of Ning Cheng's pill, this female cultivator opened her eyes, and when she saw Ning Cheng covered in blood, the corners of her mouth twitched a few times, as more blood flowed out. "Thank you." This female cultivator spoke those 2 words with difficulty. Ning Cheng knew what she meant. This female cultivator was thanking him for not letting her continue to be humiliated in front of everyone. "I'm sorry, I did not help you much. If not for you helping me block that black light, I would not have been able to kill those beasts. Moreover, I do not have any way to help you now." Ning Cheng spoke with shame. He felt that he really could not help this female cultivator in any way. This female cultivator shook her head slightly. "My name is Zhuang Xiangsha, a person from the Lu Continent's Zhuang clan. If you can get out of this place in the future, I would like to ask you to bring me back to the Lu Continent's Zhuang clan to Zhuang Wenhan. You can rest assured, I will definitely help you with this matter." Ning Cheng spoke with certainty. Hearing Ning Cheng's affirmative reply, Zhuang Xiangsha's mouth showed a trace of comfort, and once again spoke, "You are a devil cultivator, do not stand out." Ning Cheng nodded. He also understood the meaning of Zhuang Xiangsha's words. Once others thought that he was a devil cultivator, then he would not be able to explain himself. Once he got out of this place, he would become an existence that everyone would want to kill. Zhuang Xiangsha wanted him to change his appearance. Even if he had to send Zhuang Xiangsha's body to the Zhuang clan, he would still have to change his appearance. Tell Tai Chi, I am sorry for him. After Zhuang Xiangsha finished this sentence, she could no longer persist, and died. Chapter 206. Ning Cheng gave out a sigh. He intended to help Zhuang Xiangsha craft a magical artifact coffin. In the end, Zhuang Xiangsha fell. She probably already had the will to die. Releasing Grey Toot Toot from the spiritual beast bag, he spoke, "Hurry up and collect all the storage bags and rings, I have something to do right now." When Grey Toot Toot heard that he was going to collect the storage bags and the storage rings, he simply did not need Ning Cheng to repeat it a second time, as he immediately rushed out like a wisp of smoke. After Ning Cheng swallowed a few more pills, he used some of the materials to refine a simple coffin. He then engraved some preservation arrays on the coffin before placing Zhuang Xiangsha into the coffin and storing the coffin in his ring. At this time, Grey Toot Toot had already collected a pile of storage rings and storage bags. Ning Cheng put away all the storage rings, and also went over to pick up some of the scattered magical weapons. Only then did he pull out his profound break spear, and with a single spear, completely turned the 8 bluestone doors at the mouth of the canyon into ruins. Let's go. Taking Grey Toot Toot with him, Ning Cheng brought out the twin heavenly cloud wings, and soon disappeared from the entrance of the canyon. His injuries were not light, and he needed to find a place to heal. As for the corpses that he had killed, Ning Cheng did not intend to bury any of them. It wasn't until a day later that people arrived. When the cultivators arrived and saw the corpses on the ground, they panicked and sped up through the canyon. In a temporarily dug immortal cave, Ning Cheng was extremely grateful towards Kong Pengpeng. Without Kong Pengpeng's fragmented Dan Pearl, it would have been impossible for him to leave so easily. Even if he could escape, he would not be able to kill all the profound core cultivators blocking his way. As for the purpose of elder sister Shu making him change his appearance, Ning Cheng finally had a deep understanding of it at this time. At least until now, no one knew that he was Ning Cheng. If people thought that he was a devil cultivator, then once he came out, it would truly be disadvantageous for him. Although he was seriously injured, but Ning Cheng was not depressed, at least this time he had gained a lot. With nearly 30 storage rings of profound core cultivators, there were also dozens of storage rings and storage bags of profound congealing cultivators. Presumably he would be able to cultivate for a period of time. Ning Cheng did not check out the things that he had obtained, he wanted to quickly heal his injuries. Although the angry axe killing style that was stimulated out by the cosmic true devil axe contained a terrifying might, but the after effects were also very big. If not for the mysterious yellow origin, Ning Cheng really would not dare to continue using it. The true cosmic devil axe's bloodthirsty devilish nature was simply too heavy. If an ordinary person used it for a long time, then it would really be possible for their mind to be corroded, turning them into a real devil. It was not without reason that demonic cultivators had a bad reputation. Ning Cheng was very confident in his mysterious yellow origin. He believed that his mysterious yellow origin would be able to suppress the devilish nature of the cosmic true devil axe, and even completely refine the devilish nature of the axe into killing intent. Elder Sister Shu had already said that the true cosmic devil metal not only contained devil metal, but also true cosmic gold. Great Void True Gold was a material that contained true righteousness, and the treasures refined from it were also upright. This time, although Ning Cheng's injuries were not light, but they did not hurt his foundation, and with the help of his pills, he was able to quickly recover. In just half a month's time, Ning Cheng felt that his injuries had almost completely healed. At this time, Ning Cheng finally calmed down and began to sort out his gains. Nearly 100 storage rings gave him a total of 5 to 6 million high-grade spirit stones. Although there were only a few spiritual grasses, but there were a lot of raw materials for crafting artifacts. Moreover, Ning Cheng also discovered that most of these spirit stones were from the rings of the profound core cultivators. As for the rings of the profound congealing cultivators, there were very few things. Ning Cheng guessed that those cultivators who blocked the way, should have entered the law's way a long time ago, as such he feared that their original spirit stones had already been used up. The spirit stones in the storage rings, were definitely looted from the hands of the cultivators who had just entered the law's way. As for the cultivators who had just entered, they certainly would not bring too many spiritual grasses with them. But it was also good, he had helped everyone to destroy this gang, as such these spirit stones being taken away by him was also a matter of course. After sorting out all the spirit stones and raw materials, Ning Cheng helped Shuang Xiangsha to refine a new jade coffin. The previous coffin was something that he had hastily refined due to his severe injuries. As such the array formation was not only simple and crude, but even the shape was also simple and crude. Zhuang Xiangsha was the only person who stayed behind to help him, and also helped him block the black light. As such Ning Cheng felt that helping her to refine a better jade coffin was something that he should do. If Zhuang Xiangsha was not the victim, then perhaps she would have already left like the rest of the cultivators, but Ning Cheng did not care about it. Human nature was just like this. He had often seen such reports before. When they encountered thieves, many people would choose to stand around and watch, or even avoid them. But there would always be brave people who would stand up and stop the thieves. They would let people feel that there was still warmth in this world, and that there was still a sense of justice. For Zhuang Xiangsha to stay behind, it was not only because he had saved her, but because she wanted to help her benefactor from the bottom of her heart. Towards people who knew how to repay kindness, Ning Cheng had always respected them. After entering the second segment of the law's way, all the cultivators came to understand the difficulty of it. In this segment of the law's way, there were all kinds of monstrous beasts everywhere. Similarly, because this segment of the law's way had more complete laws of the heaven and earth, as such the monstrous beasts here were extremely powerful. A profound congealing fourth-level cultivator would not necessarily be able to beat a middle-stage Class 4 monstrous beast, or even an early-stage Class 4 monstrous beast. Moreover, these were the monstrous beasts that walked on the ground. Once they met a monstrous beast that flew in the air, even if it was a late-stage Class 3 monstrous beast, an early-stage profound congealing cultivator would not necessarily be able to deal with it. In addition to these monstrous beasts, this segment of the law's way also had a variety of swamps and death traps. There were even spatial wind edge belts. Once one fell into it, they would directly turn into dust. If it was only these, then they would have to be careful, and spend a little more time, but the most important thing was that the distribution of spiritual qi here was extremely uneven. Most of the safe places had thin spiritual qi, or even no spiritual qi at all. The places with rich spiritual qi were all occupied by monstrous beasts, or were scattered all over the dangerous places. If one did not have spirit stones, then wanting to cultivate in this place, it would be extremely difficult. No wonder those people wanted to rob us, it should be because they did not have any spirit stones to cultivate with. Moreover, they did not dare to enter the territory of the monstrous beasts here, so they could only hide at the mouth of the canyon to intercept the cultivators who had just entered the valley. After Zhang Sun Yen had experienced several dangers, she suddenly spoke up. No one answered, as everyone understood this truth. From this place, they simply could not sense where the third segment of the road was, and also could not understand how big this place was. Perhaps after countless years, they could only retreat from this place, and just like those cultivators who had blocked the road, they had to intercept the new batch of cultivators. In order to find some spirit stones, they could then enhance their own cultivation. Junior apprentice sister Yan Ji has arrived. Cheng Yixiao suddenly spoke. Sure enough, after a moment, 6 or 7 people quickly arrived from a distant place. they also saw Cheng Yixiao's team, and immediately stopped. Everyone knew each other, so when they saw each other they immediately greeted each other. Greetings senior apprentice brother Cheng. Yan Ji and the others greeted Cheng Yixiao. In this place only Cheng Yixiao's cultivation was the highest, moreover his status was also the highest. Yan Ji and Nalan Rushue had a bit of a gap between them, although Nalan Rushue had taken the initiative to call out to her, but she only gave a simple reply. On the contrary, she was even more enthusiastic towards Jiao Lingwei. In the second segment of the Law's Way, the chances of dying are very high. If we were to accidentally break into the territory of a high-leveled monstrous beast, then we would simply not be able to survive. After everyone finished greeting each other, Cheng Yixiao spoke in a dignified manner. Yan Ji and the others had already entered the second segment of the Law's Way for some time, as such she understood Cheng Yixiao's words, but she actually asked a different question. Senior apprentice brother Cheng, when we entered the second segment of the Law's Way, we saw hundreds of corpses at the entrance of the canyon. Moreover, the scene was extremely messy. Senior apprentice brother Cheng, you came here before us, do you know what is going on? Nalan Rushue, who did not have a very good relationship with Yan Ji, suddenly spoke up, is senior apprentice sister Ji familiar with that Cheng Xiaoning? I am not familiar with him, so why would you suddenly ask about him? Yan Ji's complexion was a bit ugly. She had refuted Nalan Rushue's words in the cabin hall, and had even helped Cheng Xiaoning, but she did not expect that Nalan Rushue would still ask about this matter. Junior apprentice sister Ji, please do not misunderstand. Junior apprentice sister Rushue said that because the people who were killed were related to Cheng Xiaoning. Jiao Lingwei saw that the two people had misunderstood, and quickly explained from the side. Ah! Yan Ji almost thought that she had misheard. Although Cheng Xiaoning had an ice-type magical technique, but his cultivation was only at the essence-building realm, how could he possibly be related to those hundreds of corpses? She looked around, and found that there were also many profound core cultivators who had died. If I have not guessed wrong, then those people were killed by Cheng Xiaoning. Since senior apprentice sister Ji was not blocked, then it shows that Cheng Xiaoning used a forbidden technique, or perished together with them. Nalan Rushue's words had not yet finished, when she was interrupted by Yan Ji. What did you say? Cheng Xiaoning could kill so many profound core cultivators by himself. What forbidden technique? This is absolutely impossible. Yan Ji's complexion turned a bit strange. She was very clear about Cheng Xiaoning's cultivation. Even if he was back-to-back with her to deal with the silver-patterned demon wolves, it would still be impossible for a single person to kill so many profound core cultivators, even if he used a powerful forbidden technique. Senior apprentice sister Ji, it is true, because that Cheng Xiaoning is a devil cultivator, moreover he is a devil cultivator with the cultivation of profound core realm. Seeing Yan Ji questioning Nalan Rushue, a male cultivator in Cheng Yixiao's team took the initiative to explain. Devil cultivator? How is that possible? If senior apprentice brother Cheng was really so powerful, then he would not have teamed up with us. Besides, before we separated, he had also joined forces to deal with the silver-patterned demon wolves. Moreover he was just and honorable, he is absolutely not a devil cultivator. Yan Ji retorted without hesitation. Zhang Sun Yen was already feeling flustered in her heart. At this time when she heard Yan Ji say that Ning Cheng was not a devil cultivator, she quickly spoke out everything that she wanted to say. From those cultivators who had set up the blue stone door to block their path, to publicly humiliating Zhuang Xiangsha, to Ning Cheng helping them. It was not until the end, that Ning Cheng was able to pin down those cultivators, that everyone was able to pass through the blue stone door, and even spoke about the matter of them entering the second segment of the Law's Way. When Yan Ji heard this, her complexion immediately changed, as she asked in a stern voice, those people humiliated junior apprentice sister Sha Sha in public, aren't they no different from beasts? Why didn't you come forward to help? That senior apprentice brother Cheng was also trying to help everyone, and was surrounded by those beasts. Chapter 207. Hearing Yan Ji's reprimanding words, Cheng Yixiao immediately revealed a look of shame on his face. Even until now, this matter had caused him to feel depressed and flustered in his heart. Junior apprentice Sister Ji, please be careful with your words. Xiang'an, seeing Yan Ji speak without any sense of propriety, quickly reminded her. What is there to be cautious about? Do you think that senior apprentice brother Cheng is not a devil cultivator that I do not know? Besides, even if he is a devil cultivator, if he can help you, then why can't you help others when they are in danger? Yan Ji spoke out in a sarcastic manner without any hesitation. Xiang quickly sent a sound transmission to Yan Ji, Junior apprentice Sister Ji, have you forgotten about the matter of the Kun Yin Academy from hundreds of years ago? The Wu Nian Academy had also participated in the siege, all because Jing Hao had helped a devil cultivator. Now that the Wu Nian Academy was one of the three major academies, what about the Kun Yin Academy? You are a core disciple of our Blue Cloud Academy, and our Blue Cloud Academy is about to become a 9-star academy. There are many people who are jealous of us, so you must be careful with your words. Yan Ji's heart skipped a beat, she suddenly remembered this matter. A female cultivator standing next to Nalan Rushue spoke up in a sarcastic manner, that is because senior apprentice Sister Ji is not there. If senior apprentice Sister Ji was there, then maybe senior apprentice Sister Ji would have been the first to go up and help. Initially on the airship, didn't senior apprentice Sister Ji already help that senior apprentice brother devil cultivator Cheng once? So what if I am? Yan Ji's eyes revealed a cold glint, as she stared at this female cultivator and asked, just a moment ago Xiang's reminder, she once again threw it aside. Cheng Yixiao saw that the more he spoke, the more he hurriedly waved his hands and spoke. Previously junior apprentice Sister Ji also did not know that Cheng Xiaoning was a devil cultivator, moreover we also did not know that he was. Moreover, from a moral point of view, we should indeed go and help, but. Cheng Yixiao was originally not good with words, as such when he spoke till here he unexpectedly got stuck. Another cultivator hurriedly said, it's just that devil cultivators are unpredictable. Moreover, that devil cultivator's demonic nature had already gone berserk at that time, and he was constantly using forbidden techniques. If we had gone up to help, we would have definitely suffered a backlash. However, since this fiendish cultivator was willing to lend a hand, it shows that his wisdom and kindness are still there. When Cheng Yixiao heard those words, his face immediately turned red. If that Cheng Xiaoning was here, then these words would be equivalent to slapping his face. Yan Ji sneered, and no longer spoke, she just cupped her fists and spoke, this is the second segment of the Law's Way, there are a lot of monstrous beasts here, presumably everyone is aware of this. Whether or not we can pass through the second segment and enter the third segment, is the key to us coming out of the Law's Way. I don't think there's any point in forming a team anymore. In a place like this, everyone can only rely on their own opportunities. I'll take my leave first. Junior apprentice Sister Ji, there is a Blood River Red Lotus in the second segment of the Blood River Mountains, it is a priceless treasure, why don't we wait until we obtain the Blood River Red Lotus, and then we can talk about the matter of separating. Hearing that Yan Ji wanted to leave alone, Xiang quickly opened his mouth to urge her to stay. That's right, we are also planning to go to the Blood River Mountains to collect the Blood River Red Lotus. The more people we have going to the Blood River Mountains, the better it would be. Let's merge our two teams together. What Cheng Yixiao said was what he was thinking in his heart. Going to the Blood River Mountains to collect the Blood River Red Lotus, the more people the better. Moreover, the Blood River Mountains had a unique characteristic, after entering the Law's Way for 3 years, one would not be able to get close to the Blood River Mountains. Therefore, if he wanted to harvest the Blood River Red Lotus, the sooner the better. There are a lot of good things in here, I decided to look for my own opportunities alone. Yan Ji refused without hesitation. Saying that, Yan Ji had already changed her direction, and was soon already far away. Jia Lingwei, seeing that Yan Ji had already left, suddenly cupped her fists towards the rest of the people and spoke, I think that what junior apprentice Sister Yan Ji said is right, looking for opportunities in here, it would be better for us to go by ourselves. Me and Zhangsun Yan are also planning to leave. Fellow senior apprentice brothers and junior apprentice sisters, goodbye. Immediately following Yan Ji's departure, Jia Lingwei and Zhangsun Yan also quickly left. Yan Ji stopped, as she looked at Jia Lingwei and Zhangsun Yan who were chasing after her and asked, "Why didn't you team up with them? The people in that team are too hypocritical, there is no meaning in staying in it." Zhangsun Yan was a straightforward person, and directly spoke out. Jia Lingwei gave a faint smile and spoke, "Me and Yan really do not want to continue to stay in that team, moreover it is not our academy's team. Moreover, the reason why I found junior apprentice sister Ji, is because there are some things that I want to discuss with you." Yan Ji felt that Zhangsun Yan's words were very much in line with her temperament, as such her tone eased a bit and spoke, "Senior apprentice sister Lingwei, you can speak." Actually, when senior apprentice brother Ning was fighting with those cultivators who were blocking the way, me and Yan chose to leave, because I knew that staying there would not be of any use. The only impact it would have on the Dragon and Phoenix Academy was to make friends with a devil cultivator as an excuse. Of course, if I could really save senior apprentice brother Ning, then I simply do not care about this excuse. Moreover, I certainly would not leave because of this reason. Moreover, I would not be afraid of dying. The Dragon and Phoenix Academy has existed for thousands of years, it naturally has its own reasons, and would not be destroyed because of an insignificant disciple like me. Jia Lingwei spoke with sincerity. Is Qing Xiaoning really a devil cultivator? Yan Ji still did not believe it, although she agreed with Jia Lingwei's words, but she was more concerned about whether Ning Cheng was a devil cultivator or not. Jia Lingwei spoke in a congealed voice, "Whether he is a devil cultivator or not, I do not know, but his magical weapon is an ugly-looking axe. Once that axe was brought out, it immediately brought out a thick and bitter aura of a devil cultivator. Moreover, after that axe beheaded several cultivators, that ruthless and bloodthirsty devil nature aura became even more exuberant." That's not right. He is an ice-type magical technique, moreover he is also using a flying sword, how could it be an axe? Moreover, I have only been separated from him for a little more than a year, how could there be such a big change? Yan Ji still frowned as she spoke to herself. Speaking till here, she suddenly remembered something, as she stared at Jia Lingwei and spoke, "Senior apprentice sister Lingwei, you just mentioned senior apprentice brother Ning twice a moment ago, isn't he senior apprentice brother Cheng?" Jia Lingwei sighed and spoke, "Junior apprentice sister Ji, this is the matter that I wanted to talk to you about." "You speak." Yan Ji felt that things seemed a bit strange. Jia Lingwei nodded, "If I have not guessed wrong, then that Qing Xiaoning's original name should be Ning Cheng." Zhangsun Yan asked in shock, "Elder sister Lingwei, you said that senior apprentice sister Wuxia killed that devil cultivator Ning Cheng." That. Wuxia killed Ning Cheng. What's going on? For Yan Ji, she was more familiar with Qing Xiaoning, and had never heard of Ning Cheng. That's right, it is indeed like that. Jia Lingwei spoke in a dignified manner, "I only thought about it later, before I left, he was seriously injured and was smashed against a boulder. I looked back at him, and found that his eyes were somewhat familiar, with a trace of disappointment. Previously, when he scolded Nalan Wuxia for being ungrateful, he also had this kind of expression in his eyes. Then I thought of the name Qing Xiaoning, if this name was reversed, then wouldn't it be Ning Xiaocheng? Removing the word Xiao, it would be Ning Cheng." Yan Ji asked in a surprised voice, "Why did he scold Nalan Wuxia for being ungrateful? What exactly is the matter with Nalan Wuxia killing Ning Cheng?" Jia Lingwei knew about this matter in more detail. Originally Nalan Wuxia did not want to speak about the matter of Ning Cheng's chest, she even stopped Ning Cheng from speaking about it. But after Ning Cheng was sent to Master Shu's place, her heart had always been filled with knots, moreover she felt that other people were looking at her in a strange way. So she finally explained the grievances between her and Ning Cheng, and even spoke about Ning Cheng's excuse. After listening to Nalan Wuxia's explanation, at that time Jia Lingwei was more in agreement with Nalan Wuxia's point of view. After all, being groped by someone in a coma, for a woman it really was not something worth being happy about. However, she also thought that Nalan Rushua's method of killing people with a borrowed knife was somewhat inappropriate, but she and Ning Cheng did not know each other, so she did not say anything about this matter. But now that her life was saved by Ning Cheng, if Ning Cheng had not come, she was sure that Nalan Rushua would have had the opportunity to escape, but she and Zhang Sun Yan absolutely would not have been able to escape. At this moment when Yan Ji asked about it, Jiao Lingwei also did not conceal anything, and spoke about the matter between Ning Cheng and Nalan Rushua. Finally, she said, with Ning Cheng's ability, it seems that he was not lying when he said that he had saved Nalan Rushua, it should be the truth. Yan Ji's eyes turned cold. Ning Cheng really did not speak incorrectly about this woman, saying that she was ungrateful would be too light. Obviously he had risked his life to save her from the hands of that evil cultivator, but she still had the idea of killing people with a borrowed knife. Fortunately, that Master Shu did not lay her hands on Ning Cheng, otherwise Ning Cheng would have died a wrongful death. Are those breasts of hers worth so much? Aren't they just 2 lumps of meat? What's so rare about them? I am really unlucky to actually be on the same level as this kind of person. That's right, they are just 2 lumps of meat, who among us doesn't have them? I will be even bigger than her in the future, so what's so rare about them? Zhang Sun Yan found a person in the same camp as her, and her words were even sharper. Jiao Lingwei's face was a bit embarrassed. She knew that Nalan Rushua was not a vicious person, but she had misunderstood Ning Cheng. In that kind of situation, it was really very difficult for people to understand. Now that Zhang Sun Yan and Yan Ji had formed an alliance to scold Nalan Rushua, Jiao Lingwei quickly spoke up. Junior apprentice sister Rushua should not have known that Ning Cheng was able to deal with profound congealing cultivators with his essence-building cultivation, as such it was a misunderstanding. In the future when she comes to understand, she will definitely apologize to Ning Cheng. Apologize? Yan Ji sneered, she is a core disciple of a 9-star academy, why would she apologize to a devil cultivator? Jiao Lingwei on seeing this, spoke up, let's not talk about this anymore. The reason I came looking for junior apprentice sister Ji is because I have another matter to discuss. They are going to the Blood River Mountains to look for the Blood River Red Lotus. I don't know if junior apprentice sister Ji wants to go or not. If junior apprentice sister Ji also wants to go there, then I have a secret passage that leads to the Blood River Mountains. I also want to go there, but I do not want to join forces with these hypocrites. If senior apprentice sister Lingwei has a secret passage, then it would be the best. Why don't the 3 of us join forces to go there? Yan Ji had already planned to go to the Blood River Mountains. Collecting the Blood River Red Lotus was one of her tasks, so how could she give it up? Ning Cheng was already at profound congealing 5th level. The speed at which he absorbed the spiritual qi was obviously much faster than before, but his progress did not seem to have the same momentum that he had at the beginning. The inexhaustible spiritual qi was being transformed into liquid true essence and filled up his core lake. But his core lake was simply too powerful. Even if he filled it with even more liquid true essence, it was like mud entering the sea. Even after his cultivation reached profound congealing 5th level, his progress unexpectedly slowed down. The effect of swallowing pills had also lost its original sharpness. Moreover, he did not have any higher level pills, and also did not know how to refine them. As another half a month passed by, Ning Cheng finally stopped his cultivation. His cultivation was still at profound congealing 5th level, but this was only the tip of the iceberg. If he wanted to go further, then relying purely on spirit stones would be somewhat difficult. As such he had to find a new opportunity to advance. Ning Cheng believed that in the second segment of the Law's Way, there should be many good things compared to the first segment. Chapter 208. Ning Cheng had just come out of seclusion when he encountered a group of iron-backed thunder leopards. The strongest iron-backed thunder leopard was at least level 5, while the rest were level 3 and level 4. After the group of iron-backed thunder leopards saw Ning Cheng, they immediately swarmed towards him. Grey Toot Toot, who was on Ning Cheng's shoulder, could only grimace and squeak, but it was not even half a bit of use. Ning Cheng did not care about it. He could even kill 20 to 30 profound core cultivators, so why would he be worried about these two trivial class 5 thunder leopards? Moreover, most of them were class 3 and class 4 thunder leopards. He leisurely brought out his profound break spear, as the profound ice spear shadows swept out. 36 profound ice spear shadows. Ning Cheng was now able to fully display them. The dense profound ice spear shadows were countless times more powerful than before. These iron-backed thunder leopards had just released their lightning arcs, when they were immediately blocked by the profound ice spear light net. With a burst of crackling sounds, the profound ice spear shadows broke through the dense lightning arcs of the thunder leopards, causing some of the lower-leveled thunder leopards to fall into chaos. The skin of these iron-backed thunder leopards was simply too thick. As such, Ning Cheng's profound ice spear shadows, other than a small number of class 3 thunder leopards, did not have much of an effect on the rest of the thunder leopards. Even if that was the case, these iron-backed thunder leopards also knew that Ning Cheng was not someone to be trifled with. The class 5 thunder leopard roared loudly, and led the rest of the thunder leopards away, and soon disappeared into the boundless wilderness. Ning Cheng did not chase after them. The thunder leopards were extremely fast. Once they scattered and escaped, then there would be no point in chasing after them. Furthermore, he had more than enough ironback thunder leopard materials in his storage ring. After walking for 2 days, even Ning Cheng did not dare to fly in this place. In the second segment of the Law's Way, not only were there many monstrous beasts, but they were also getting more and more powerful. Apart from the demonic beasts, there were also many dangerous places in the second section. If one was not careful, they would fall into a trap. Ning Cheng had almost been sucked into the whirlpool of the swamp several times. If not for his twin heavenly cloud wings, then perhaps he would have already fallen into it. After a few days, Ning Cheng finally summed up a pattern. The distribution of spiritual qi in the second segment of the Law's Way was extremely uneven. As such, one would have to try to walk in a place where the spiritual qi was scarce. There were very few demonic beasts in this kind of place, and there were not many dangerous forbidden areas. Even if there were, most of them were not fatal. However, while it was safe to travel in a place with a lack of spiritual energy, there was a drawback, and that was that there was nothing good to be found. Whether it was spirit grasses or precious materials, they could not be found in these places. If he wanted good stuff, he would have to find a place with dense spiritual qi. The denser the spiritual qi, the more good stuff he would be able to obtain. Of course, the more dangerous it was. Regarding the situation inside the Law's Way, Ning Cheng estimated that among all the people who came in, he was the one who knew the least. However, even if he knew the least, he knew that if he kept walking in the safe area where spiritual energy was scarce, he would not be able to survive. Even if he walked like this for the rest of his life, he estimated that he would not be able to walk out of the second segment of the Law's Way, not to mention looking for the spiritual enhancement true nectar. Since he had entered the Law's Way, then he would have to look for his own opportunities. Ning Cheng began to specifically look for places with rich spiritual qi. Although these places were indeed very dangerous, but Ning Cheng relied on his twin heavenly cloud wings, and was able to escape from groups of monstrous beasts several times. Because of this, Ning Cheng obtained a lot of good things. The best thing was that he had obtained more than 10 profound life fruits, which was one of the spirit grasses that he wanted the most right now. The profound life fruit was a level 5 spirit grass and was the main ingredient for refining the profound life pill. The profound life pill was a pill used by profound congealing cultivators and profound essence cultivators to restore their true essence, and was classified as a level 5 profound pill. For Ning Cheng, this kind of pill was very important. When he had dealt with that group of profound core cultivators, if he had the profound life pill, then he absolutely would not have suffered such heavy injuries. In this way, Ning Cheng used a guerrilla warfare approach to search. If he encountered a dangerous place, he would immediately retreat, and if he encountered a place where he could snatch the spiritual objects, he would immediately go forward. Along the way, Ning Cheng's most dangerous encounter was when he was almost sucked into a spatial wind edge belt. even with his twin heavenly cloud wings in this kind of spatial wind edge belt, it was completely useless. After experiencing this kind of thing, Ning Cheng was even more careful. If the things were not very precious, then he would generally not take such risks. But now, Ning Cheng was staring at a piece of spiritual grass in the distance, and was not willing to leave. This piece of spiritual grass was not very high level, it was only a level 4 silver spiritual flower. Although the silver spiritual flower was only a level 4 spiritual grass, but it was one of the most precious spiritual grasses for profound congealing cultivators, and was also one of the top level 4 spiritual grasses. This kind of spiritual grass could be used to refine the spiritual accumulation pill. The spiritual accumulation pill was the best pill for late-stage profound congealing cultivators to use for their cultivation. Although the spiritual accumulation pill was only a level 4 pill, but compared to the essence accumulation pill, its grade was several times higher. Not to mention that this place was filled with wild silver spiritual flowers. The effect of the silver spiritual flowers planted by the cultivators themselves could not be compared to it. But what made Ning Cheng depressed was that this piece of silver spiritual flower was growing in the middle of a whirlpool swamp. Moreover, next to this piece of silver spiritual flowers, there were 2 peak class 5 one-horned mammoth demons. These 2 one-horned mammoth demons, one big and one small, were both staring at Ning Cheng, and were very vigilant. Ning Cheng really did not understand, why would these 2 peak class 5 monstrous beasts want to guard these silver spiritual flowers that were not of much use to them. However, no matter how difficult it was to obtain these silver spiritual flowers, Ning Cheng did not want to give up. He was sure that as long as he could obtain a few silver spiritual flowers, and refine them into spiritual accumulation pills, then he would definitely be able to advance his cultivation to the great circle of the profound congealing realm. Moreover, with so many silver spiritual flowers, even if he could not use up the spiritual accumulation pills, he could still sell them in large quantities. Ning Cheng took out his true cosmic devil axe. He decided to take a risk and give it a try. The 2 one-horned mammoth demons were staring at him, and did not rush out. It was clear that as long as Ning Cheng did not violate their territory, they would not take the initiative to attack Ning Cheng. In this area, these monstrous beasts that did not take the initiative to attack their opponents were relatively mild. The temptation of the silver spiritual flowers made Ning Cheng carefully move forward. As he got closer to the place where the silver spiritual flowers were growing, the suction from the swamp was getting stronger and stronger. Ning Cheng was even more puzzled. Why were these 2 one-horned mammoth demons not affected by the suction from the whirlpool of the swamp? Seeing Ning Cheng still approaching them, a larger gray-colored one-horned mammoth demon issued out a burst of roars, as if it was threatening Ning Cheng. When it saw that Ning Cheng was not threatened, it unexpectedly rushed out of its original position, and rushed towards Ning Cheng. The true devil axe in Ning Cheng's hands directly brought out an axe-line whirlpool, as it rumbled towards this one-horned mammoth demon. He still had some leeway. These 2 one-horned mammoth demons looked relatively mild. As such, Ning Cheng did not intend to kill these 2 one-horned mammoth demons. After all, this was something that he had snatched from these monstrous beasts. On Earth, beasts did not have any spiritual wisdom, but in this place, the class 5 monstrous beasts were able to open up a bit of spiritual wisdom. Ning Cheng did not regard these 2 one-horned mammoth demons as beasts that did not understand anything. His idea was to snatch some of the silver spiritual flowers, and then immediately leave. Although Ning Cheng did not use his full strength in this axe-intent whirlpool, but even a late-stage profound core cultivator would not dare to underestimate it. What Ning Cheng did not expect was that this one-horned mammoth demon that was rushing towards him not only did not evade, but instead directly used its horn to strike Ning Cheng's axe-intent whirlpool. A powerful backlash came, causing Ning Cheng to feel a burst of stuffiness in his chest. He immediately knew that this was not good. This peak class 5 one-horned mammoth demon was far more powerful than he had expected. Bang! The power of the one-horned mammoth demon's monstrous essence exploded on top of Ning Cheng's axe-intent whirlpool, directly shattering Ning Cheng's axe-intent whirlpool, while Ning Cheng was also sent flying by this kind of force. The powerful suction force coming from the swamp made Ning Cheng even more depressed. Why was he able to feel this kind of suction force, while the one-horned mammoth demon was not even the slightest bit affected by it? Ning Cheng desperately stimulated the twin heavenly cloud wings. Even if he was more powerful, he absolutely could not fall into the swamp. Once he was sucked into the swamp whirlpool, wanting to come out again, it would be extremely difficult. The might of the twin heavenly cloud wings at this time was without a doubt, as Ning Cheng forcibly broke away from the suction force of the swamp. Immediately he saw that his position was not far from the silver spiritual flowers, and was immediately overjoyed. At this time the other one-horned mammoth demon that was guarding the silver spiritual flowers seemed to be somewhat afraid of him, as its eyes were filled with fear. Ning Cheng did not hesitate, as he directly stimulated the twin heavenly cloud wings and rushed towards the silver spiritual flowers. He had not yet reached the front of the silver spiritual flowers, when his hand had already grabbed them. He decided to catch as many as he could, in the face of these two one-horned mammoth demons. Moreover, in the swamp whirlpool, wanting to defeat them and obtain the silver spiritual flowers was simply too difficult. According to the current distance between him and the second young one-horned mammoth demon, Ning Cheng calculated that after he grabbed the silver spiritual flowers, it would be too late for that one-horned mammoth demon to attack him. Bang, ka! Ning Cheng's hand had just caught the silver spiritual blossoms at the same time, when another one-horned mammoth demon that was originally cowering in fear suddenly rushed towards Ning Cheng like a madman, and similarly used its horn to attack Ning Cheng's back. Ning Cheng was just like a meteor as he was sent flying, and was instantly injured. If he had to do it again, Ning Cheng would absolutely not do such a thing. He simply did not think that the speed of this small one-horned mammoth demon would be 5 or 6 times faster than the big one. He had calculated that at this distance, the small one-horned mammoth demon would not be able to sneak attack him, but he did not calculate that the speed of this small one-horned mammoth demon would be this fast. Almost at the same time that he launched the sneak attack, it had already succeeded. The powerful suction force of the swamp whirlpool came over. Ning Cheng crazily stimulated the twin heavenly cloud wings, and with great difficulty was barely able to break away from the swamp whirlpool, and rushed out. If he did not have the twin heavenly cloud wings, with this sudden change of events, Ning Cheng was sure that he would have been sucked into the swamp whirlpool. Spitting out a mouthful of blood, Ning Cheng could feel the bones in his back breaking, and was already suspecting in his heart, that the cowering eyes of that small one-horned mammoth demon from before was just an act. Otherwise, that kind of sneak attack speed, that kind of sneak attack timing, was simply indescribable. If he had not seen it with his own eyes, Ning Cheng would not have believed that a one-horned mammoth demon's speed would be this fast. After Ning Cheng was injured, he quickly escaped. Fortunately, the two one-horned mammoth demons were not aggressive. Seeing that Ning Cheng had not stolen many silver spiritual flowers, they did not continue to chase after Ning Cheng. Chapter 209. Although this injury was not a serious injury to Ning Cheng, but the pain was real. Ning Cheng saw that the one-horned mammoth demon was not chasing after them, and also felt relieved as he sat down, and swallowed a healing pill. The place he was at was already a place with thin spiritual chi. Generally, demonic beasts would rarely come to this kind of place. Besides, his injuries were not serious. After eating the healing pills, he would be fine after sitting down for a while. His injuries had not yet fully healed. When Ning Cheng once again grabbed the profound break spear, a person's shadow stumbled over from a distance. Ning Cheng immediately recognized who this person was, causing him to feel relieved as he once again put away the profound break spear. At the same time, he took out a jade box and placed the 6 stalks of silver spiritual blossoms beside him into it. These few stalks of silver spiritual blossoms were obtained by him risking his little life. He could not casually throw them around. "Ah, you are senior apprentice brother Ning Cheng." After this figure arrived in front of Ning Cheng, the first sentence spoken by him immediately shocked Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng was stunned for a good while before he asked, "Zhang Sun Yen, how did you know that I am Ning Cheng?" Senior apprentice brother Ning, why are you also injured, are you alright? Zhang Sun Yen on seeing Ning Cheng's back was covered in blood, immediately asked in a nervous manner. It seemed that she was even more nervous than her own injuries. Ning Cheng was speechless as he spoke. You should worry about yourself, I'm fine. The clothes on Zhang Sun Yan's body were in tatters, and there was a bloody wound on her abdomen, which completely tore apart the clothes covering her abdomen. Just a little more and it would reach the navel. The exposed skin on her abdomen was no longer white, but rather had turned gray because of the mud. If one did not look carefully, they would have thought that it was Zhang Sun Yan's underwear. Her hair was also incomparably messy. Fortunately Ning Cheng was acquainted with Zhang Sun Yan, otherwise, he simply would not have believed that this was Zhang Sun Yan. When he had first met Zhang Sun Yan, her face still had some baby fat on it, her hair was also combed neatly and beautifully, and her voice was also soft and gentle. How could she be as sloppy and distressed as she was now? This is not good, senior apprentice brother Ning, I beg you to save elder sister Ling Wei. Big brother Ning, if you do not save elder sister Ling Wei, then she will not be able to. Zhang Sun Yan finally reacted. She had come here to look for help. Finally, she even changed the way she addressed him to big brother Ning. It could be seen that Zhang Sun Yan was incomparably anxious. Ning Cheng knew who this elder sister Ling Wei that Zhang Sun Yan was talking about was. It should be Jia Ling Wei who was always together with Zhang Sun Yan. However, regarding Zhang Sun Yan's call for help, Ning Cheng was not too nervous or anxious. Moreover, he and Jia Ling Wei were not good friends. Besides, initially when those cultivators had set up the blue stone door at the entrance of the second segment, he had taken the initiative to help them. Jia Ling Wei and Zhang Sun Yan were well aware that he was in danger, but they still chose to walk away, and did not even try to help him. He didn't ask anyone else to help him, but Zhuang Xiangsha stayed behind. I am a devil cultivator, and a heavily injured one at that. Zhang Sun Yan, you and I have been talking for such a long time, it seems to be somewhat inappropriate. Zhang Sun Yan completely did not care about the sarcasm in Ning Cheng's tone, as she anxiously spoke. Big brother Ning, there is also senior apprentice sister Yan Ji. You said that Yan Ji is also here. What are they going to do? When Ning Cheng heard Yan Ji's name, he immediately interrupted Zhang Sun Yan's words and asked a question. Yan Ji was a good person, as such Ning Cheng had a very good impression of her. Moreover, Yan Ji had also helped him. If something happened to Yan Ji, and he met her, then he really would not be able to help her. Zhang Sun Yan quickly explained the purpose of the three people going to the Blood River Mountains to Ning Cheng, and finally even talked about how Jia Ling Wei recognized Ning Cheng. When Ning Cheng heard that Zhang Sun Yan was able to recognize him, it was because Jia Ling Wei had seen through his eyes and his name. He also felt somewhat helpless. When he had called himself Cheng Xiaoning, he had not really intended to conceal his origins. After all, even if he was recognized by others, as long as he entered the law's way, he would not care about it. Because when he went out, he would have to restore his identity. But he had not thought that because he was using the true cosmic devil axe, he would be misunderstood as a devil cultivator to such a serious extent. After all, he had come from Earth, as such he did not know about the degree of disgust towards devil cultivators in the Yixing mainland. Moreover, elder sister Shu did not seem to care about this matter, and just helped him change his appearance. If he had known that such a thing would happen, when he had named himself, he would have definitely changed his name to something completely unrelated, rather than casually pronouncing his name backwards. Ning Cheng was very open-minded. Since he had been recognized as Ning Cheng, then he did not have anything to be afraid of. Other than Ji Luofei, he did not have any other relatives here. The Yixing mainland was so big, as long as he found Luofei, and then looked for a place to cultivate, who would be able to find him? In the future, when his cultivation reached the peak, who would dare to talk about him being a devil cultivator? This Yixing mainland, Ning Cheng had already seen through it. This was a place where strength was truly respected. When your strength surpassed others, even if you carried a sign saying that you were a devil cultivator and swaggered around, no one would come looking for you. Well, you change your clothes, we will go to the Blood River Mountains. Ning Qing stood up. He intended to save Yan Ji, but at the same time he also wanted to obtain the Blood River Red Lotus. The Blood River Red Lotus was an extremely rare rank 6 spiritual grass. It was very difficult to grow. This kind of spiritual grass could be used to refine the clean lotus pill. The clean lotus pill was a rank 6 profound pill. Not only could it remove the impurities in the body of a cultivator, but it could also decompose pill toxins. In addition to this, the clean lotus pill was one of the best pills for a profound core cultivator to break through a bottleneck. Ning Qing now had the silver spiritual blossom, so advancing to the profound core realm was only a matter of time. The Blood River Red Lotus was very important to him. No need to change clothes, let's hurry up. I am afraid that senior apprentice sister Ji and elder sister Lingwei would not be able to hold on for too long. Zhang Sun Yan was very smart. She knew that Ning Qing valued Yan Ji more than Jia Lingwei, as such she simply put senior apprentice sister Ji in front of him. After saying that, Zhang Sun Yan was afraid that Ning Qing would have a knot in his heart, and took the initiative to explain, "Big brother Ning, the fact is that elder sister Lingwei took me away was not because she was afraid of death or because she was ungrateful like Nalan Rushua. But because elder sister Lingwei knew that even if we stayed there, we would not be able to help you, as such she chose to leave. Elder sister Lingwei said that if she could save you, she would definitely not leave. She said that even if you were a devil cultivator, the Dragon and Phoenix Academy has existed for thousands of years, and has its own way of survival, and would absolutely not be exterminated just because she saved a devil cultivator." Ning Qing had said that Nalan Rushue was ungrateful in front of Zhang Sun Yan, but how would Zhang Sun Yan and Jia Lingwei know about the details of this matter? "How do you know that Nalan Rushue is ungrateful?" Ning Qing asked again in doubt. He knew that Jia Lingwei and Nalan Rushue had a good relationship, as such she would not say that Nalan Rushue was ungrateful. Zhang Sun Yan spoke with disdain. "You risked your life to save Nalan Rushue from the hands of 2 profound congealing cultivators, but she even suspected that you had taken advantage of her." Senior apprentice sister Ji said that it was just 2 lumps of meat. "Even if you let me touch it, I would not touch it. If I am not interested, then big brother Ning, your ability is so high, so you would definitely not be interested." Nalan Rushue being ungrateful was something that I said to elder sister Ji, but elder sister Lingwei did not say anything about it, and even helped her explain a few words. Ning Qing blushed with shame. This Zhang Sun Yan's words were completely different from her original playful and adorable appearance, as well as her tranquil and gentle appearance. It was reasonable to say that since she was following behind Jia Lingwei, she should have been influenced by her words. Even if one was not interested in this kind of thing, what did it have to do with one's cultivation level? Zhang Sun Yan was not someone who did not understand anything, but after she finished speaking those words, she immediately knew that her reason was completely nonsensical. It was just that she was affected by Yan Ji's words, and did not like Nalan Rushue at all, as such she was just speaking nonsense. Ning Qing was not interested in the meat on Nalan Rushue's chest. It was definitely not because of his high ability. Ning Qing waved his hand and spoke, "This matter is already in the past. I have nothing to do with her in the past, nor will I have anything to do with her in the future. You tell me, why did senior apprentice sister Lingwei say that if she saved me, then the Dragon and Phoenix Academy might be exterminated? I heard that a few hundred years ago, the Lu continent's largest academy, the Kuan-Yin Academy's disciple Jing Hao, in order to save a female devil cultivator, he killed several disciples of the academy. As a result, the Kuan-Yin Academy was found as an excuse. Dozens of academies joined forces to besiege the Kuan-Yin Academy, and the Kuan-Yin Academy was also exterminated overnight." Zhang Sun Yan was not very clear about this past event. The reason why she was able to speak about it to Ning Qing was because Jia Lingwei had told her about it. So that's how it was. Ning Qing muttered to himself, and did not ask any more questions. Chinese culture had existed for thousands of years, as such Ning Qing had seen too many such things. The extermination of the Kuan-Yin Academy was definitely not because of a single disciple who had helped a devil cultivator. This was just an excuse. He did not believe that because of such a trivial matter, several academies would join forces to exterminate the Kuan-Yin Academy. This was just like the July 7th incident. Even if there was no July 7th incident, there would still be the July 7th incident, and then the July 9th incident. This kind of excuse could always be found. On the contrary, he was a lone person. Even if he was a devil cultivator, it would still be impossible for dozens of academies to besiege him. In this world, the so-called prestigious academies, Ning Cheng had seen a lot of them. But those academies that had a grudge with others, once they tried to make friends with him, then perhaps they would really be used as an excuse by others. You lead the way. Ning Cheng saw that Zhang Sun Yen was not as bashful as Nailan Rushue, and also had a good impression of her. Zhang Sun Yen responded, as she flew along the thin spiritual qi along the way, her speed was incomparably fast. Ning Cheng secretly nodded. These disciples from the prestigious academies really were different. If he did not have the mysterious yellow bead, then if he landed in the Yi Xing mainland, he would only be a slag. Why is it that senior apprentice sister Ji and senior apprentice sister Lingwei are in trouble, and yet you are fine? Ning Cheng asked as he followed behind Zhang Sun Yen. Zhang Sun Yen spoke with a lingering fear in her heart. The Blood River Mountains are very frightening. It is completely made up of red Blood River peaks. When we approached one of the Blood River peaks with the Blood River Red Lotus, we encountered a group of Blood River otters. Because the road to the Blood River peak is very narrow, senior apprentice sister Lingwei let me stay at the bottom of the peak to provide support. The result was that after they went up, the number of Blood River otters increased, and finally they were trapped. If the Blood River is at high tide, then they would not be able to go down the peak, and would be drawn into the Blood River, then they would no longer be able to live. Ning Cheng frowned. Why is there a Blood River, and also a mountain peak? I am a little confused listening to you. Big brother Ning, you will know once you get there. The time before the high tide of the Blood River is very short. We need to speed up a bit. Zhang Sun Yen could no longer explain, as she walked faster and faster. Chapter 210. Wait. Ning Cheng grabbed Gong Sun Yen who was in front of him, as his figure turned into a shadow, and in just a twinkling of an eye disappeared from where he stood. Gong Sun Yen had not even reacted, when several heavy and fishy auras whistled past the place where they were standing a moment ago. Class 6 Monstrous Beasts. Gong Sun Yen cried out in alarm. These few monstrous beasts that had passed by them a moment ago were definitely Class 6 monstrous beasts without a doubt. Although level 6 demonic beasts would not take the initiative to attack their opponents in places with a lack of spiritual qi, once they blocked their opponent's path, they would definitely be killed by these demonic beasts without hesitation. That was close, I didn't even see it. Gong Sun Yen said as she patted her chest. Ning Cheng knew that in this place where the spiritual qi was scarce, there were very few monstrous beasts residing here, but it did not mean that these monstrous beasts would not pass through this place. His spiritual consciousness was much stronger than Gong Sun Yan's, as such the speed of the Class 6 monstrous beast was incomparably fast. Fortunately, he had been paying attention to the surroundings, and was able to bring Gong Sun Yen out of the way in time. I will be careful from behind, I was too impatient a moment ago. Gong Sun Yen quickly spoke up. If she had been a bit more careful, then she really would have been able to avoid it in advance. No, you just have to be careful when we arrive at the Blood River Mountains. Maybe the Blood River tide would have already risen. I will take you there, you just need to point the way. Ning Cheng said as he reached out his hand to grab Zhongxuan Yen, and once again returned to the original direction. Gong Sun Yen immediately understood the meaning of Ning Cheng's words, and hurriedly pointed to the road in front of them, while constantly explaining the direction. The route was indeed somewhat strange and complicated. If not for Gong Sun Yen leading the way, they might not have been able to find it. Gong Sun Yen was brought forward by Ning Cheng, and their speed really was a lot faster. Initially, Gong Sun Yen simply did not think of anything, but in her heart, Jia Lingwei was even more anxious than Ning Cheng. However, as Ning Cheng's speed got faster and faster, it also became easier and easier for her to give directions. Instead, she started to think of something else. Ning Cheng's arm was pressing against her chest, which made her inexplicably recall the chest attack incident that Nalan Rushue had mentioned. That Nalan Rushue really was making a mountain out of a molehill. Even though Big Brother Ning was pressing down on it, it did not feel any pain or itch, it was just a little bloated. For Nalan Rushue to use a borrowed knife to kill someone for such a trivial matter, to say that she was ungrateful was too light. She had completely ignored the fact that she and Ning Cheng knew each other, and had long since acquiesced to this matter. Regarding Nalan Rushue's matter, Yan Ji's words were already preconceived. Ning Cheng really did not think about it at all. When he had first seen Gongsun Yen still had some baby fat on her face, as such he subconsciously treated Gongsun Yen as a little girl. Even so, he still paid attention. The clothes covering Gongsun Yen's abdomen were all gone. When he held on to Gongsun Yen, he deliberately avoided touching her abdomen, and moved up a bit. Big Brother Ning, they say that you are a devil cultivator, but why do I feel that you are not a devil cultivator? After walking for a while, Gongsun Yen suddenly asked. Ning Cheng's tone was a bit depressed as he spoke. I am not a devil cultivator, moreover my axe is refined from the true cosmic devil metal, as such it has a devilish nature aura to it. Ah! Gongsun Yen cried out in alarm, and quickly spoke up, Big Brother Ning, the true cosmic devil metal is a priceless treasure, you must not go out and casually speak about it. Once some of the powerhouses come to know about it, they will definitely come to snatch it away. Ning Cheng gave a self-deprecating smile, it doesn't matter if I say it or not, I guess there are already people who know about it. He had used his axe to kill so many people, moreover there were so many onlookers, there would definitely be people who would be able to guess that the magical weapon he used was refined from the true cosmic devil metal. That's also. Gongsun Yen in her heart felt very unfair for Ning Cheng, but she could not find any good words to comfort Ning Cheng. She said that Ning Cheng should not have saved people, at that time she was also one of the people who had been saved. For a time, the two people were silent. It's here. Although Gongsun Yan's mind was in a mess, but she did not forget her own task. When Ning Cheng arrived at a low stone hill, she quickly called out to Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng put down Gongsun Yan and spoke, you lead the way. Gongsun Yan was very familiar with the 7 or 8 turns, and arrived in front of a smooth stone hill, after which she disappeared a few times. So it turned out to be a natural concealment array formation. Ning Cheng immediately recognized the place where Gongsun Yen disappeared. This natural array formation was not very advanced, as such he was able to see it with just a glance. Big Brother Ning, you give me your hand, I'll pull you in, this place is an array formation, if you do not understand it then you will not be able to go in. Gongsun Yen seemed to have noticed that Ning Cheng did not keep up, and once again came out. Ning Cheng waved his hand and spoke, you go first, I know how to go in. Such an array formation, how could he not go in? Gongsun Yen on hearing that Ning Cheng did not need her to lead the way, gave an "n" sound, and once again turned around to go in. Ning Cheng followed behind Gongsun Yen, and soon entered the concealment array formation. In front of them was a long gravel road. This gravel road was very long, and extended to a very far place. There are no more monstrous beasts in here, we can hurry up. Gongsun Yen spoke, as her speed increased. After the time it takes for half an incense stick to burn, Gongsun Yen once again turned out of the small road, and entered a narrow valley entrance. Big Brother Ning, after this valley entrance is the Blood River Mountains. This valley was very short, and Ning Cheng and Gongsun Yen were able to quickly pass through it. When Ning Cheng saw the scene in front of him, he finally understood what it meant to be called the Blood River Mountains. The dense blood-red mountain peaks stretched far into the distance, even his spiritual consciousness was not able to sweep to the end. These mountains were all filled with blood-red rivers. These blood-red rivers gave off loud rumbling sounds as they tumbled, but at the same time they also brought with them a fishy smell. This was not the smell of blood, but rather an indescribable fishy smell. Ning Cheng was sure that he had not seen it wrong, these mountains were actually blood rivers. This completely went against the laws of gravity. As the blood rivers were spread out on top of these blood-red mountain peaks, it was just like a hanging river. Moreover, these rivers were also tumbling endlessly, bringing with it a spray of water. The Milky Way falling from the ninth heaven was used to describe this scene. It would be more accurate to describe a waterfall, it was just that it had to be changed to a blood river. On top of each blood-red mountain peak, there were more than one or two blood rivers, and in between these blood rivers, there was always a narrow path. Ning Cheng also understood what Gongsun Yen meant when she said that the path in the blood river peaks was very narrow. What she was talking about was the path that hung down from the blood rivers. These blood rivers hung down from the top of the mountain peaks, and in addition to the fact that the river water was bright red in color, the rest of it was just like any ordinary river. It looked extremely strange, but Ning Cheng had already vaguely understood it. He was used to things falling from a high altitude, and the river water always flowed down from a high altitude. It was completely because of gravity, or perhaps it was a kind of habitual perception. If the gravity of the blood river peaks was much stronger than the gravity of the earth, and it was also evenly distributed, then what about it? Of course, Ning Cheng also knew that he was just guessing, or perhaps this blood river was actually an array formation. In this place, even if something strange happened, he would not find it unexpected. Big brother Ning, senior apprentice sister Ji and elder sister Lingwei are trapped inside, I'll take you there. Gongsun Yen spoke, as she hurriedly entered the path under the blood river peaks. Ning Cheng hurriedly followed behind Gongsun Yen. He found that his spiritual consciousness was simply unable to penetrate through these blood river peaks, as his spiritual consciousness was immediately blocked in this place. Gongsun Yen had not gone far, when Ning Cheng saw Yan Ji and Jiao Lingwei. The two of them were struggling back to back against the seemingly endless horde of red monstrous beasts. These red monstrous beasts were not big, but each and every one of them had bright red fur, and had two sharp teeth, while at the same time they had extremely sharp claws, and while they were attacking, they were simultaneously issuing ear-piercing screeches. Moreover, they simply did not care about their companions being killed, and were just like a tidal wave swarming towards Yan Ji and Jiao Lingwei. Ning Cheng could see that Yan Ji's blue meteor damask was covered in starlight, but it was only able to kill a very small number of the red monstrous beasts, while even more of the monstrous beasts were blown away by the starlight. At best they were only able to retreat a little, and then quickly rush up again. The fur of these red monstrous beasts was unexpectedly incomparably hard. These are all blood river otters. Not only are they highly toxic, but their skin is also very thick. Ordinary magical techniques are simply useless against them. Gongsun Yen quickly pointed towards the swarm of red monstrous beasts and explained to Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng nodded. He saw that the blood river on both sides of the path that Yan Ji and Jiao Lingwei were on had already begun to rise. The blood river had even reached the path that they were on. Big brother Ning, you have to quickly help them, the tide of the blood river is about to rise. Once the tide of the blood river rises, it will directly submerge the path. Elder sister Lingwei and senior apprentice sister Ji will be swept away by the tide of the blood river. They will definitely not be able to survive. We are too late. Gongsun Yan's tone was filled with tears. Once the tide of the blood river rises, even Ning Cheng would not be able to save Jiao Lingwei and Yan Ji. Even if Gongsun Yan did not say anything, Ning Cheng could already feel the danger. Even if the blood river did not corrode them, if Yan Ji and Jiao Lingwei were to be swept away by this blood river, then they would definitely be eaten by the inexhaustible blood river otters. This was the first time that Ning Cheng had seen a blood river otter, but when he was very young, he had heard a lot of ghost stories about water monkeys. Water monkeys were the name given to them in the countryside, but there were also people who called them water cats. He heard that this kind of thing was specialized in killing people in the water. After Ning Cheng studied it, he had specially researched about it. He believed that this kind of water monkey was actually an otter, but had been mystified. Regardless of whether the blood river otters were the same thing as the water monkeys or not, Ning Cheng had already rushed towards the path in the middle of the blood river. Jia Lingwei and Yan Ji were surrounded by an inexhaustible amount of blood river otters, and the clothes on their bodies had already been torn to shreds. Looking at their disheveled appearance, compared to Zhang Sun Yen who had been looking for Ning Cheng before, they were in a much more distressed state. Ning Cheng had already brought out the profound break spear in his hands, and an incomparably cold profound ice spear shadow swept out. With Ning Cheng's current cultivation, after the 36 profound ice spear shadows were completely stimulated, it brought out a terrifying ice net, which in an instant shocked these blood river otters. The blood river otters here were mostly at rank 3 or rank 4, if Ning Cheng brought out his true devil axe, and fully displayed his axe line, then perhaps he would be able to kill a large number of them with just a single axe strike. This was the disparity between their cultivations. The blood river otters on both sides also seemed to be because of Ning Cheng's profound ice spear shadows. At this moment it began to roar, a large amount of blood river waves pushed forward, and instantly submerged the path in front of them. Jia Lingwei and Yan Ji, the two people continuously stimulated their true essence to kill the blood river otters, and were already like an arrow at the end of its flight. This kind of large amount of blood river waves, they simply could not stop it. While they were still in a daze for a moment, they suddenly felt their bodies become light. Boom! The next moment the blood river waves swept past their feet. You're tuning into the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.